Alrighty, we should be streaming any second now. I'm just gonna go ahead and get the chat windows on screen. But I guess I should start with the whole, live from New York. It's the Monday show on Thursday, on Friday, because it's past midnight. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, get the chat windows up on screen so we can have the chat on screen, as they would say. And then we'll be able to get going here. We got a fun game planned tonight. Oh, we got a little astro imaging as well, which fits in with the theme. So, of course, if anybody tunes in and the audio isn't working, well, I guess you wouldn't be able to hear me anyway. If you cannot hear me, let me know. Alrighty, here we go. We get the YouTube chat on screen. Perfect. It fits nice and neatly. And we get the Grumble chat on screen. And hopefully that works persistently across all of my scenes. There we go. Got to be on camera. Yeah. Name of vanity there, huh? Oh, that's weird. Look at that. I'm like over here. Oh, there's a reason I'm here. Even though the microphone arm is like floating out of thin air. It is kind of necessary. What's this? Go away. Oh, I see what I did. Interesting. All right. We can live with that. We're not going to be really displaying that screen most likely anyway. But we'll expand it anyway and figure it out as we go along. Really, I don't even need that. I can just delete this. Go back here. Copy pasta the two things that actually work and just copy pasta them in over here. And yeah, I think that might work. Well, I don't see the Rumble chat. Oh, wait, Rumble chat is blank. Yeah, but no. Just give me 1 second here. Let me just investigate here because I would like to have that working. Okay, that was weird, but now it works. Okay. Oh, I see what I did. Right, I think we're good now. So, I think I'll leave that alone, maybe? Hey, what's up there? As they say in the movie Avatar, I see you. What's up there? Feel free to think. Well, I shall. I always do feel free to think. Well, unless I'm at like a place where I'm not free to think, right? You go to certain places, maybe the workplace, although, I got cool people there. But, you got to cover your bases, Oh, wow, that is weird. Like, that microphone looks so weird. Why is my microphone blending into the... Oh, I see why. It's a plastic bag, guys. I have a crawler up there. Shoot, I'm wearing boxes. Here, look at this. And by crawler, it's a Danish. I think it's an... Ah, crap. I got to get my bag of potato chips. I got to rescue it. Man down. All right, we rescued the potato chips, and I'm back on camera. There we go. See, I had a bag of potato chips kind of like sticking out over there. It's kind of making it look weird, so I had to address that. We are not streaming to Twitter tonight because I'm contemplating whether or not I want to renew my thing, and apparently VStream is yelling at me. It's saying, hey, your keyframe interval is 4.17 seconds. It should be 2. Well, I mean, it says stream health is excellent. I'm going to guess that my settings are such that they will automatically deal with it, as they always do. And maybe next week I'll play with this setting. Yeah, it's on a default setting. I mean, Okay, it doesn't really matter right now. So let's roll. Okay, so we need to get desktop audio rolling here because you guys are going to hear a game tonight. But before we go to a game... Let me show you something else. So we're going to go log into my backyard PC using an application called Parsec. Not that it really matters the name of the app, but it's like a remote desktop. Oh crap, that's the wrong computer. Back out. Okay, there we go. So give that a second. There we go. So we got the Astro Imaging rig running live right now. We're going to actually cease the recording here to conserve space, but also because actually it doesn't use up a lot of space. You can see it only used up like 4 gigs, not even 3 gigs in the past so many hours. So I'm going to let that continue recording because I think it's cool to have a representative time lapse. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy this most recent file, which I believe is this one here. And I'm going to put that in a folder where I can get to it on this computer so that we get like a nice, we get nice smooth video playback. And we'll take it from there. So, this directory is not writable. Oh, no, that's not what it's saying. Oh, wrong file. I see what I did. Oops. There we go. All right, now we got it. But yeah, I mean, at a glance, you can see my astronomical telescope is mounted and, doing its thing. It's currently facing, it's actually on the eastern side of the pier. So when I started, the green part, which is not green in real life, was on the western side of the pier. And the consequence to that would be this would keep rotating from east to west. It would be tracking. And tracking is essentially what it does to counteract the Earth's rotation. And eventually the back of the camera would bump into the tripod. You do a meridian flip. You basically say, hey, counterweights and telescope, how about you go trade places? And it does. And it calculates the coordinates and it flips it and you make sure it's aligned or whatever and you're good to go. So now it can continue tracking without any risk. Although, I'm glad we're having this moment right now because there is one thing I would like to do. There we go. And it's going to orient it the way it's oriented outside if I was looking out my window. We got to do 2 things. One, I'm glad this is working again because I've been dying to check the stats on my Pegasus power box. Okay, good. It's not supplying any electricity to the heater. I don't want to heat up the telescope right now. It's not really warranted. It keeps condensation at bay. So now let me just go ahead and do another thing. Okay, I just hit refresh on the chat. I hope I didn't break it. I don't think I broke it. Okay, good. So anyway. Oh, crap. This is bullshit. This has been... I'm pissed. You know why I'm pissed, guys? It's been frozen here since before effing dinner. We're going to fix this right now. That pisses me off. That means the video I recorded, meaningless. Let's just look at the video now because we're going to see some funny stuff there. That sucks. That's a lot of wasted imaging time right there. So basically, this is one of the reasons I recorded. And yeah, I used ChatGPT to help me plan the session out. It was supposed to be doing the autofocus routine. So if you look over here at this picture here of the mount, I believe, well, that's also highly suspicious right there. That is very suspicious. Highly suspicious. This thing is supposed to be moving. Okay, so that's, we got a lot of red flags here. Like, it should have been, that's the window. That was the window on top of the thing. Okay, let's go back. It was just, okay, now, okay, that part's good. Okay, so if we go back here, you're going to see something. That's before the meridian, English. That is before the meridian flip. And if we just simply fast forward, you're going to see the mount time lapse. See that? Look, you can see it right there. You can see the mount swinging. So it's going to go, and so it's been doing that all along. But the problem is the target, the Cocoon Nebula is no longer at the peak of the sky. So what we're going to do is, well, let's see what happens. We're going to open up SharpCap. I think I closed it once before. I'm not really sure, but let's just see what happens. Because I know I left it running overnight and like for a week. I left the app open for like a week and sometimes it gets a little hinky, but let's just reload it and see what happens. In fact, no, I didn't reload the app. I don't think I reloaded the app. I don't know. No, I didn't. Now I remember. I did not close this app. I should have closed it earlier. So now we're going to reconnect it to our equipment. You'll see some check boxes on the right. It's connected to the mount. That's the moving bit. The camera, which is set to -5 degrees Celsius in order to reduce noise while also ensuring we can maintain a consistent temperature throughout the night. And we're going to switch to the red filter. We're going to enable histogram stretching. We don't really need to see this stuff here, but this tells us about our exposure time. You can see like all of that. We can also collapse the temperature because the temperature data is at the bottom here. But this tells us if we're on the luminance, red, green, or blue filter because, you know, it's how we get color images. We do have some fresh lunar imagery. I don't know if it's really worth showing, to be honest, but I'll show it to you guys anyway. Yeah, why not? I'll do that in a minute. But let's do a quick test shot. And it's been tracking the same target, but you know, we're going to reacquire the target. Okay, that was suspicious. Oh, I see what we did. Okay, never mind. Oh, yep. Okay, got to remember a step here. This is why I have a preset that loads us in from 16 8-bit color mode to like 12-bit color mode. And that gives us a better contrast, better dynamic range, you know, more shades of color, more shades of gray, all 50 of them. All right, so anyway, now we got all the stuff we want to see over here. Now we get our test exposure and verify that the camera is working. Okay, it's working. We can see stuff, right? We can make it a 2-second exposure. And, well, we're going to go ahead and disengage auto guiding, even though it's probably working fine. Because I want to verify we're on target. So we're going to do a couple of operations here. Okay, IC 5146, which is also known as the Cocoon Nebula, and it probably goes by like 4 of the designations as is typical in astro imaging. So we already have the telescope lined up on that target. And if we click on a star, we can verify that, yep, it's not moving. That's more or less, wait, is it moving? No, it's not. And then we're going to do a resync. We're going to basically tell it to take a picture, compare the stars to the sky chart, and it's going to go ahead and recenter the image for us. So, you know, nice touch of automation there where, you know, cuts out the guesswork. You're not sitting here nudging the thing up, down, left, right. You can see there's a little streak there as the mount settles down. So if you click on a star, you can see it kind of zooming across the crosshair. And that tells us, okay, we got to wait for it to settle down. You know, just like when you put a gear into reverse, there's that gap between the sprockets or the gear teeth that, you know, means it's not going to immediately engage. And that's entirely normal in, you know, a mount of this class. But now it has settled down. So now that we've settled down, we're going to go back here. And in the name of OCD, we're going to do one more plate solve. In fact, let's this time turn on annotations. See, we got the name of the target, set target name, take another picture, why not? It's like a framing shot, just like a little temporary image. You can see the little red boxes don't line up perfectly, but, you know, close enough. They don't really need to be lined up. Hey, what's up, Game Gear Goddess? I'm going to guess this is a Logan raid, LDP, and yes, we got the game. I've got the name of it already, but the game with Stella. That's why this is a Stella edition, a Stellar edition. Two very similar words right there. I cleaned my liquid cooling system today. The thing was way too clogged. You know, I brushed off the green scale. I mean, I definitely should just go to the supermarket, buy a little distilled water, mix it with some biocide. But I put some bleach and tap water in there, it'll be fine. Apparently, if you leave vinegar in your water cooling loop for too long, it starts to turn blue. Like you get particles from the copper. I mean, I did it fast and loose on purpose. It was definitely a learning experience there. And, well, at least now we get good flow because it no longer overheats when I play PS5 games. PS3 games, I mean. All right, so real quick, let's get focused. All right, so did I already do the plate solve? I forgot. Well, let's do it one more time. Why don't we? Okay, so there we go. Then we'll go back here. You can see it moved a little bit. Now we say, okay, clear the graph. Pick a star, pick another star, lock on target. Now we are both tracking and guiding. And I believe, oh, and you know why the picture's so dark? We were on a hydrogen filter. Hydrogen alpha is like what do you call it? A very particular shade of the color red. It is the result of ionized hydrogen, a light emitted from ionized hydrogen. Okay, so there we go. You see more stars now because the red filter gives you all of the shades of red, basically. So you get a bit more light transmission out of it. So finally, what do we do to tee this up? Well, you can see here we got these all scheduled here. Now, at the time I let ChatGPT kind of dictate, and I'm kind of inclined to think that it's not even worth wasting an hour on the hydrogen filter. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it down to 6 5-minute exposures. So it's about a half hour. We're going to basically cut everything in half here. We're just going to kind of you know, so we're still going to do a half hour in red, green, and blue respectively. But we're going to cut back on the hydrogen passes because really there's not even enough time to do all of the filters, you know, tonight. at this point. And I may even pick another target as we approach 45 degrees, meaning the angle in the sky. You know, the object was here, now it's here, it's going to be here eventually. And the more of an angle you're looking at, the more atmosphere there is between you and the object that you're photographing. So anyway, we already got our temperature dialed in. It's got all the fancy stuff. Let's hope this appears to work. If it appears to work, then we're going to just walk away from it and let it run on its own, which is what it was supposed to be doing before the stream, so that I could show you guys, hey, look, guys, it's been doing stuff while I was eating dinner. How convenient. But that's my fault for not closing the app. Like I said, sometimes, you know, if you leave the app open for a week, you should probably close it, you know. I leave the app open because unless you cut power to the thermoelectric cooler, it allows you to monitor whether or not it's actually using power. Like, you don't want the thermoelectric cooler on the camera, the thing that cools this image sensor down. You don't want that running on a warm day at max power. Like, the camera will get cooked. I cooked one camera. That's actually how I bought this camera. I cooked the old camera, left it running for a week during a 100-degree week, came outside one day, touched the thing, it was burning hot. And that camera, yeah, just displayed blank images when I tried to interface with it. So at that point, I was like, okay, this sucks. But you know what? It was an opportunity to buy a bigger, better, well, a better camera on the whole. I still own 2 astronomy cameras. One is better suited for, like, when I'm doing solar imaging, and this one's better suited for when I'm doing, you know, this. So let's see if this works. This is really pissing me off. Look at that shit. That's a red flag. That's a super duper red flag. Part of my language, guys. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. I might even reboot the computer. It was well done. Yes, Game Gear Goddess. It was well done. It was like toast. Toast is also another term we use. I have a friend, he always says something's toast when it's really screwed up. But yeah, it was well done, all right. I mean, if you put a freaking, like, you know, egg on it, you probably cook it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to close all of these things. And we're going to park the mount as much as it pains me to do this. And maybe I will reboot the computer while we're at it. You know, I don't know, man. I don't want to reboot it, but maybe we'll do it anyway. Oh, yeah, so real quick, I got a joke. Let me make sure. Let me see. Where is it? So I still got to work on Reggie's voice. So I made a picture, and later on I might read something from Reggie. But this right here is Reggie, and he's wearing the field marshal cap of the Philippines that General MacArthur wore. And it says, "I shall return." Because right now Reggie's voice sounds like crap. Like, I mean, ever since 11 Labs, you know, was like, you know, yeah, out of credits. I was like, okay, can I buy more credits? They're like, you could upgrade to the $100 plan. I'm like, F you. So I wait till the 23rd. I'm going to use 11 Labs to make voices, and I'm going to basically just turn around and clone them locally and call it a day. He's like, I think the capabilities and features on that platform are great. Like, for what I want, especially for Reggie's unique voice. And I would not want to put Reggie on screen with any other voice now that he has his own voice. And also, part of the charm he's earned is that voice. Whereas, like, yeah, the Lex's voice is great. But, like, if I had a girl character and I only had, like, 3 voices and, you know, Lex's voice was the best of 3, it's like I couldn't use it. Like, it would be weird to have, like, Lex's and some other lady character talking on screen, right? With the same voice. But I do like Lex's voice. It's really cool. Like, first time I heard it, I was thrown off. I was like, that's very electronic sounding. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's cool. It's an AI character. Anyway, what's up, Logan? Thank you for rating me. I'm going to be jumping into a game in a moment. But as you can see, we have a little bit of work to do here. So, okay, the telescope is parked. Let's get rid of that. As you can see, we're doing a lot of, you know, little work here. Okay, so close that. Go away. Close that. Let's stop recording random videos. I think we could just, you know, dispense with that. Let's disconnect from the Hoovy Watches. Uh-oh, I did not mean to do that. I hope I didn't break it. Okay, there we go. Disconnect. Uh-oh. And I think we're going to go ahead and just close this out here. And do I want to reboot it? I don't really want to reboot it. let's do it. Let's do a quick test. Let's do a quick test. Before I reboot, we're going to do a quick test because if I don't have to reboot, that would be great. I mean, it doesn't take long, but, you know. Is I don't want the telescope not doing things, you know, while I'm doing other things. That was kind of the point of firing it up beforehand. So what we're going to do is we're going to just see if we get lucky here. So as you can see, these applications connect. Now, I've got a couple options at my disposal for working this out. But we're going to try the path of least resistance. Okay, so there we go. We got that. Whatever, we do that. Pick any star. It doesn't really matter. It's going to, like, perform auto-guiding on basically the celestial North Pole. All right, guiding is locked. Camera is more or less ready. We just got to switch it back into the super megapixel mode. And if it doesn't work after I reboot, if I have to reboot, then I'll worry about it at my own time. You know, it's just something I'd really like to get rolling here and share a little bit of that workflow with you guys while we're doing that, you know? So that's where we are at right now. It's good to see you, Slim Nim. Did I say I didn't? Oh, yeah, so Slim Nim needs to change the water for his fake fish. Remember years ago, my mom bought me like a fake fish, and I think freaked me out. I know, and it's like, it was irrational. It's like, I know this is like a plastic thing with a battery in it, and yet when I took it out of water, it go, but I don't know, I'm just skeeved out by fish doing that. Someone needs to bring me like, I don't know, have an intervention, bring me to some fish and have me touch fish. You know what I mean? Like, get a net, scoop them out of the water because, you know, the hook is kind of effed up, and, you know, just make me touch them. Well, no, don't, because I don't want to mess up the slime coat. It's bad for their immune system. See, I got excuses. But it is good to know how to fish. Okay, I'm not putting down anybody who knows how to fish. It's a great way to get food. If an AI feels pain, is it super megahertz? Oh yeah, it's overclocked megahertz, all right. Oh my god. All right. So let's see here. Okay, let's see if this does the things that we want it to do, all right? So I just told it run test. Hands off. Let's see what it does. Now, if the autofocus routine runs, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to disconnect and reconnect the motorized focus. So I'll probably actually cut power to the whole shebang and then re-engage power. So that's why I kept it in the parked position so we don't have to worry about it. Ah, bummer. This is superbly annoying. The camera's running at negative 10 degrees already, so it's not cooling the camera to negative 5. It's already at negative 5. Oh, well. So what screen should I play the game on tonight? Because, you know, I got my, my regular screens, and I got my ultra-wide screen. And I'm thinking that maybe I should play it on the screen on this side, even though, you know, if I put it on this screen, I'll be like this. Well, I'll be like this. And that's probably better for all of us, but, you know, I like my ultra-wide monitor, you know, or, I don't know, maybe I'll crop it and put it on the middle monitor so I can give you guys some eye contact, right? You know, eye contact is very romantic, I believe, right? And I want to romance you guys. Okay, I don't really, if I want to romance you guys, I would just, you know, start an OF page and call it a day. Hey, what's up with the Peter Venkman fan site? Speaking of fan sites, man, I got to get back to work on my Angel Fire website. Wow, this microphone's a little loud. Let me lower this a little bit. Testing 1, 2. There we go. I'm sorry. I was in the red zone, and I wanted to get it out of the red zone. Yeah, the Peter Venkman fan site is a great fan of all of the fans of things that I'm fans of. Except she doesn't tune into LCX. But that's all right. Okay, so you saw that. It didn't work. So there's like a red flag here, yo. Okay, so actually, we don't necessarily have to disconnect this application. Actually, no, we do. Yeah, we definitely do. I just would really like this to work, you know what I mean? Ah, crap, I forgot to park the mount. We really have to park the mount. We can't, like, just leave it, like, in that position. Things get weird when a telescope is already tracking and you, turn off the power. Now the telescope thinks it's, like, pointing this way when it's pointing this way. Things get weird when that happens. Trust me, I know. All right, so park it. Then when it reports that it's in the parked position, we're going to go back here. Disconnecting this automatically basically does the trick. And then we're going to open up the Pegasus Pocket Power Box, which actually is over here. Ah, crap, wrong folder. Thank goodness. Sumo. We got Sumo in there. Yeah, we got Sumo videos. Only been awake for 3.5 hours. Oh, that's nice. It means you got a good day's sleep. And night. Alrighty. Did I click on the button for that app yet? I did, right? Yeah, I did. Here it is. Okay, good. So this is like a thing that I mainly use for running the dew heaters to keep condensation off the camera. But right now we're going to use it to cut power to the mount. Okay, so now the mount should not be getting power. I say should because I nearly fried this device once, and it's a miracle it works at all. Hey, what's up there, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective? He had a great show today. I saw a funny clip of the Joker. Someone did some like claymation or stop action photography on a Joker action figure, I believe. And I was just lurking, you know, it was like I was on my like backup phone until I get my phone repaired. I have this little phone. I had, like the inner screen don't even work. Like, it's a Galaxy phone. See, like this would be dope if the inner screen works because it was pretty cool, but they're not durable. Not by comparison to the Note 20. But yeah, great phone. I mean, okay phone, terrible keyboard. So, you know, if you start saying hi to people in chat and then they go, hi, you, and then you got to say hi back to them, and I mean, that's fine. I appreciate that. But on that keyboard, that'd be tough. Very tough. There's a fly in front of my face. All right, there we go. There's a black line over here. Let's get rid of that black line. There we go. Okay, good. Anyway, so is it good? Is it good now? I don't know. I mean, if it doesn't work, I'll just reboot the stupid thing. We'll go play the game. I'll worry about it on my own time. Maybe I'll reboot it. You know, I'll start the game, I'll reboot the computer, I'll come back to this. Yeah, who am I kidding? All right, so let's get ready for the game here. Right, so now we're going to connect to the main camera, QHY294M. That is the brand name. It's a Chinese company. And, you know, just a lot of good economical cameras coming out of China. You can get one from the UK. Good camera, a little bit more outdated, but like very robust for what it was. But you're going to pay out of the ass for it. You get American-made cameras, or at least partially American-made cameras. And once again, you're going to pay out of the ass for them. But luckily, there's been a lot of competition in that field for like the past 7 years. And now it's like, yeah, it's like you get a good camera like $1,200, $800, sometimes even less, depending on what your budget and what you're trying to do is. Some people buy these telescopes that have everything built in. And some people hate on those telescopes, and I get it. You know, like, I understand where they're coming from, you know, but at the same time, I get it. If someone is, you know, strapped for time and that's what they are able to use, why not? So I could appreciate that. Okay, so now we got the exposure time dialed in. We got, where's the histogram? I need the histogram. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the thing here for now. Oh, we'll keep this one here. Okay, so we got our histogram stretching on. Let's take one picture. Let's unpark it. Let's just go ahead and do the whole routine right now. So we're going to use an app called Carte du Ciel. That's French for sky chart. And I do want to thank Slim Nim for dropping a link. I'm going to bet it is, yep, the Ovils. I want to thank everybody who tuned into this, by the way. We played the Ovils at the Japan Music Summit in 2024. I believe it's 2024. And I can't hear sound because it's playing on a different sound device, I bet. So we're going to switch it over to my headphones so that we can hear it together. Okay. Still can't hear it. Refresh. Actually, I remember I had an issue recently with switching the sound, and I have a Chrome plugin that lets me override that. But I started using these settings here in Windows 10, and it's a lot like the crap you'd find in Windows 11, but actually there was some utility to it. Like I was actually able to tell it, like, output the sound to, like, on a per app basis. You could say, play this on my main sound card, run this app on my headphones, etc. So that was kind of cool. That is kind of cool. But apparently it super, I don't know, it takes over if that was loud. Hope everyone's okay. Sorry if you're deaf. Yeah, so, you know, uploaded this yesterday, premiered to upload. I think I did a beautiful job on some of it. But where is it? Where is it? What was it? I'm not. I mean, I'm happy that I was able to spend time. One thing about editing is I'm not a good editor, but once you start on any editing project, you kind of just refine it over time. Like depending on if there's a deadline or not. And frankly, there were more refinements I could have applied to this, and I'm glad I didn't obsess over it more. But I applied image stabilization in some areas. Hey, look, you got names. You got Trumpet, Asuka, just like the girl from Neon Genesis Evangelion. She plays Ava at night. Where's the other one? Okay, Asuka was the first one. Then you got Fury? No, Fury plays the saxophone. You got Chippy, the guitar, aka the shoulder keyboard, aka fancy word that L used yesterday. Okay, that's a trombone. My friend in high school used to make fun of someone who had a trombone. He'd be like, "Oh, he's got his tromboner there." Anyway, so that's the sousaphone. Shit's huge. Apparently these are like 50 pounds, but if you get them made out of resin, this one's made out of resin. It's like fiberglass construction kind of. They weigh about 30 or 35 pounds. So very popular for marching bands because, you don't break your back. They actually, this is like a tuba, but they always call it an alto horn. I guess because of the size dictates the tone. And they actually, somewhere in Manhattan, you can see the biggest tuba in the world. It's like taller than me, apparently. Like, I saw this like big guy with big lungs, and he was blowing into that shit, and it's like super bassy. Now that's a YDS. That's a Yamaha digital saxophone. You get them for like a few $100, and I don't know. I didn't know what it was first time I saw it. I had to look it up. I tried asking Google Gemini lied to me. It's like, oh, the Ovos is like this type of band. They probably make custom instruments. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's what it is. And then eventually I found out it's like a Yamaha. I was like, fucking AI making shit up. I ended up using the Beatles font here, but I was going to put the logo here. It was just a tough call. But anyway, yeah, so if you want to watch that, Slim Nim dropped the link. Thank you, Slim. And we're going to go and get to it. Hey, where's my Rumble chat? Okay, good. Nobody's watched me on Rumble. That's good. I mean, that's not good. I mean, it's not bad or good. It just means that I'm not neglecting anybody. Like I always feel bad when someone tunes in and says, hi, nice show. And then I don't say hi back to them. I feel bad about that. I don't want to do that, but I do treat the Rumbles as the stepchild. All right. So we want to make sure this tab does not suspend itself. So, heck, we'll just pause suspension on all tabs for an hour. That should do the trick, right? Okay, good. There we go. Oh, wow, we got 5 people here. Thank you. Okay, let's get back to work here. Is it a VTuber? A VTuber. That would be like Bloody Gums Murphy from The Simpsons. He'd be a good VTuber. That'd be a cool VTuber character, actually. If someone had, a voice like Bloody Gums Murphy, the saxophonist. All right, so maybe we'll just do the fucking pardon my language. Okay, so first of all, what was it? IC 5136? I forgot already. 5146. Where is it? It's over here. So what does that mean in English terms? It means that it's already at an angle of crap, I lost it. See, I don't want to hit enter again. It's going to rotate the image. Okay, there it is. So I see that circle right there. Oh, that's weird. It fucking disappeared. Pardon my language. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I know what I'm looking for. It's somewhere over here. Okay, screw it. I'll just do it again. All right, so bottom line is... let's zoom in on it anyway. Okay, we're going to zoom in. Yeah, it's right there. Okay, so my point in showing you this angle is this is my northern sky. And if we zoom in and say maybe 15-minute increments, watch what happens when the Earth rotates. It's going to do this. 15, 30, 45, 1 hour. So in 1 hour's time, it's going to be at 55 degrees. That's already perilously close to the 45-degree angle that I don't want because at that point, there's too much atmosphere. So my proposal is we just do Andromeda. So here goes Andromeda. So let's just run through this real quick. I'll make it as quick as possible, right? If it doesn't work, I'm just not going to do it. But if it works, that would be great. So first, let's check out temperature. All right, temperature is at -10. Do we keep it? I'm tempted to keep it at -10. I am. But I think we got to check if we have any raw data of Andromeda already and let that dictate what temperature we use. So while we're doing that, let's make sure the telescope mount is not in the parked position. we're going to go back to cartography wheel. I'm going to say connect to the mount, connect like that, hide, slew. And then what it's going to do is the mount is going to go from the parked position up here. You can see it's already doing it. And I wish I had the picture up. Yeah, let's get the picture up. So you can see the mount is doing its thingamajig. Yeah, this circle, this reticle corresponds to this. So it is on the western side of the pier because it didn't cross the meridian yet. This is the center of the sky. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to do a meridian flip because we can safely do it right now. So before I do a meridian flip, what I like to do is a quick alignment. Reggie, show me Mr. Krabs Nebula. Did you see the picture of Reggie yet? I'll bring the picture back up for you, awesome one. Did you see Reggie's picture? It's really important that you see it. Oh, wait, he's on the freaking thumbnail. You saw the thumbnail, right? I mean, I'll show you the picture if you didn't see it, but that's the Andromeda Galaxy. You can see it looks like a fuzzy star. So real quick, and we're going to play a little bit of Stella. I know this is cutting into the time that, I want to put into, playing a new hit game, but I really wanted to get this, doing something, right? We want the telescope to be productive. Like, I stopped feeding my turtles for 6 months to buy this telescope. I was like, you guys could take it. That's terrible. I didn't do that. That would be sad. How is my turtle? Puffy! I know it's not a live feed. We could get a live feed, but we're not going to do that right now. But there is a live feed. Oh, is there a live feed? Yeah, there's a live feed now. Because actually, the live feed runs on this computer. So if I reboot it and it's not in the startup, I have to open up the startup on that. Okay, so there's the turtle tank. Nothing happening. They either escaped or are sleeping. So we'll just let them do their thing. Now let's get Andromeda. Just like the great TV show. Who remembers the TV show with Kevin Sorbo? Sorbo? It's Sorbo, right? Hercules. It was called Andromeda, and the ship was played by Lexa Doig, and she went by the full name Andromeda Ascendant, which is a cool-ass name, actually. The show was great for 2 seasons. Spectacular. And then things got weird, and there was a few good episodes in there. Like, they had an episode where they had mechs crawling on the ship, defending it. Okay, that was cool. They had another episode where it was like they helped some king retain power. It was like a boy king. And part of that involved sending drop pods or capsules with mechs in them down to the planet's surface. And the ship only has 2. And that was fucking cool. But then at the end of the episode, it was super corny. Like, there's a scene where they're like, long live the king. And then the 2 mechs are like behind him, like, it was like I was like, okay, that's weird, but you know what? It's still cool, but it's weird. And then, like, at some point, Kevin Sorbo, like, got more control over the show. I think he put his money behind it, and he started making, I don't know, this is not true, I'm just saying this, but it seems that he put himself in more scenes where he gets to hook up with hot ladies. Like, I'm the captain. He wanted to be Captain Kirk times 10, yo. And okay, anyway, that's another topic. Okay, so we're tracking. We didn't do a meridian flip yet, but you see we are centered on the target. So we open up Deep Sky Annotation. We have the name already input up here for the Andromeda Galaxy. Now, before we even image it, before we engage our auto guiding, we have to do one key thing. We got to do a meridian flip. So we're going to do that together. See, I was going to show you a video. The video I was recording before was supposed to be like a quick recap. And I'm sorry that it didn't work and that now we're going to just do this in real. Oh, crap. Why didn't anyone tell me we were on the right screen? That's all right. Well, I appreciate it anyway. But anyway, yeah, so you didn't see any of that. But basically, yeah, we got on target. The telescope was on the western side of the pier. And now we're doing a meridian flip where the telescope is going to basically point at the same target, but from the opposing side of the pier. So that now when it rotates from east to west, the back of the scope doesn't bump into the tripod and damage my camera. And Awesome One seems to know. He says, I watched Andromeda for a bit, but stopped watching it for some reason. Well, rightfully so. If you survive 2 seasons, you would stop after that. And I wouldn't blame you. I sat through the whole show. I was able to live with it up until season 5. Beginning of season 5 was like, what the... Like, it really, I was like, I learned the meaning of jumped the shark with season 5 of Andromeda. Like, that was where I learned the meaning of it. Like, I've never used the word jump the shark, like, and fully understood that word or phrase, and then I saw season 5 of Andromeda, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? What do you mean the ship is stuck in this one star system for like the whole freaking season? Like, that is no fun at all. But, I mean, I stuck with it because at that point, I wanted to pay off. I want to know how this is going to go. You know what I mean, guys? Okay, so we got the gamepad connected. The game we're going to play tonight is Whispers from the Star. Just one star, I guess. But before we do that, well, we got the target. Look, see, Meridian Flip. The consequence of Meridian Flip is it's not perfect, right? And that's all right because it still knows we want to look at Andromeda. So when we tell it to resynchronize the mount, it'll just take a picture of the stars and be like, oh, okay. Based on the coordinates, based on the settings that you gave me, the parameters, yada, yada, yada. That's what the computer is thinking. It's going to move it by the corresponding amount to recenter the target. Let's see if it works. Now, there's one issue. Andromeda might be way bigger than the frame. But, I mean, I don't think it's that much. I mean, we're going to see. We're going to find out the hard way, I guess. I believe the full Andromeda galaxy would fit into a 2-picture mosaic. It's actually 3 times the size of the moon, but I'm really more concerned about getting the core and then taking it from there. Because I've always found it challenging, and I've gained enough knowledge and experience now that I've corrected a few things I was doing wrong, and I have a better chance of getting a picture of Andromeda than ever before. Okay, so right now it looks like we're on target, right, guys? So what do we do here? Well, we got a 2-second exposure running. Oh, crap. Did the camera freeze? Okay, it didn't. That's good. We're going to engage auto guiding now. Let's see. We're going to pick a nice friendly guide star. Is that a friendly guide star? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that guide star. We need a better guide star. Let's try another one. And that one kind of, I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't give me a nice fine peak. And you can see I can crank the gain setting up and down to kind of reveal more detail. All right, that's a little better. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little trick I do. It's called the old swapperoo. There we go. We just increase the gain to get a lock. And now, as the mount is tracking, if it's off a little bit, it's going to receive corrective commands. This is going to identify how many pixels are the stars drifting. You can see it's going to actually use one main guide star. One main star to guide it. That's what you see in the upper right corner. It corresponds to this square. And these other stars are used to kind of be averaged. You know, averaging the numbers produced will basically make it more accurate, right? And more forgiving of atmospherics and other things, like things being not perfectly in focus. So now we got that. Now here's the moment of truth, guys. So now Andromeda is a hell of a different target, which is really unfortunate because I don't know where to begin. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pop into chat Jippity Doodah. And I'm going to check what parameters we use. Actually, we don't even have to do that because I think we have that information already in the saved pictures folder. But let's do it anyway. So over here, it recommended that I do one of these objects. And so at the time, it was saying do like 120 seconds, 40 to 60 exposures, 3-minute exposures, 20 to 30 each. So how many did I already get of that target? I'm sure I've already done it. Well, it is on a different computer. So I'm going to log into my, there we go. We're already on my server. We're going to go to the current month. As people say on the internet, it's the current year. Oh shit, the Ring Nebula. The Ring Nebula. I forgot about the Ring Nebula. We might want to do the Ring Nebula, guys. And maybe not. That was a little oversaturated, wasn't it? Let's double check. Let's double check. Let's make it quick. Let's make it quick. I already am taking too long. Let's see. Ring Nebula. Oh, yeah. No, we're not doing the Ring Nebula. All right, good. That made our decision for us. We don't have to worry about it. So anyway, back to Andromeda Ascendant. So we're just going to go back in time. Ooh, Pelican Nebula, which I misspelled the word nebula. It says Nebula. The Owl Cluster. How is the Owl Cluster? Did I get a lot of pictures of that? Oh, dude. How cool is that? It looks like a freaking owl. How many frames is that? Like, what exposure setting was that? Okay, that's red, green, blue, right? And did we get all of them? It looks like it did red, green, and blue in a loop. Interesting. And it looks like it's an upside down owl, but I think we probably got enough pictures of the owl cluster right now, but if the seeing conditions weren't as good as they were tonight, that would be an option. Now, this, I wish I knew how to save a backup copy of this list because we're about to go and destroy it. All right, so let's delete. As Captain Picard says, delete. I think that's what Captain Picard would say. So we're going to do hydrogen alpha, red, green, and blue. And we're going to verify against previous images, which is why I was going through my records here to see if I could find an old... Did I even take pictures of the M31 Andromeda Galaxy? Is this like me starting on a new target? That's like weird. Because August would have been like bad weather. So it's like anything you do in August, it's like I wouldn't really count on it. Ring Nebula is too low. What is M103? What is M... Okay, we got a lot of pictures of M103. Let's see how those came out. See, it's another star cluster. So when you combine the colors, you get color out of that. Don't know what it's supposed to look like, though. I'm sure it's got a cute nickname. I just don't remember what it is. A lot of these objects will have like a designation and a cute nickname. Like, like a name, like the Wizard Nebula. Or the Starship Enterprise Nebula. Or some crap like that. And you see I got some dark calibration frames. The Triangulum Galaxy. In fact, in the TV show Andromeda, the Triangulum Galaxy is one of the 3 galaxies that the ship can go to. You know something? It's tempting. Look at that. Look at that. That's the Triangulum Galaxy. I think we had some clouds passing by. I think we should do Triangulum, guys. Let's see. What's our exposure time? Red, green, blue, 5-minute exposures each. So I was doing some very aggressive exposure settings on this bad boy. We even did a luminance pass. Let's see how a luminance pass looks like. I mean, it's something. I think it's worth a shot. Oh, you know what? The problem, though, is that spot, that dust mote in there. But it is something. I mean, like, I am tempted to go roll with it. Like, I can calibrate that out. I'm pretty sure that's not the biggest challenge I have right now. Maybe we just, okay, let's think this through here. I'm not even going to consult AI right now, even though that is a cool aspect of the workflow. Let's double check our sky. So we got Andromeda there. What do we have next to it? We got M76. We got some red thing over here. What's this red thing? NGC 1027. What about NGC 120? What is that? Okay, so it's going to be NGC 1027. The Cassiopeia, Open Cluster in Cassiopeia. I can't say I'm too enthusiastic about it. Next Generation was stuck in another part of the galaxy. Yes, in one episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, I think it was Q who like threw them across the known universe, and they went to this weird place where there was like freaking floating like crystals and crap. And they were like, what is this? And he's like, it's a billion years away. And they're like, Q, you're a dick. And he's like, yes, I am. And then he's like, and these are the Borg. Borg, meet Picard. Picard, meet the Borg, the ultimate user. Okay, we're going to stick with Andromeda because we're tracking, we're good, we got it. We're not going to mess around here. So I'd really like to make sure I know what exposure time to use. Otherwise, I'm just going to YOLO it. Well, I'm not going to YOLO it. I have a pretty good idea. There it is. Found the folder I was looking for. So I always keep the text preview open on the right because these pictures keep a file attached to them. As you can see, it tells us what filter we used, green, what temperature setting we used. So we had a -10 already. So in order to match the raw data we see here, we're going to go for broke. We're going to do the same thing. So there we go. We dialed in -10 there. And to get the thing started, we're going to dial in -10 here as well. And generally, you want it to be using less than 50%, about 50% power to maintain a temperature, but not too picky. All right, so red, green, and blue, we did 5-minute exposures, so we're going to stick with that. Now, what about the narrow band? Well, let's see here real quick. So the luminance filter, we also did a 5-minute exposure, which might not have been a great idea, but whatever. We're going to stick with red, green, and blue this time, I think. Oh, we need a hydrogen filter pass, so let's do hydrogen right now. So here's how we're going to do it. I'll show you right now how we do it. So we already got Andromeda right here. temperature is crawling to -10, and as long as it can get to that temperature, it'll start easing up on the amount of power it's dumping into the cooling unit. And we're going to start with a half hour of hydrogen alpha, and we're going to be super aggressive here. Am I? Yeah, we're going to be super aggressive. We're going to go, oh man, this is a bad idea. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud, guys. This is a tough decision here. That's a tough decision. Let's just go with this settings and see what happens, all right? Like, I might regret it, but you know what? We need to know if the thing's working or not. And like I said, I'm not going to go crazy messing with it if it doesn't work. So we're already tracking. We're already guiding. The temperature is at -10. It's actually at -12, so it already overshot the mark. So I'm sure it'll be fine. My only concern is, will the autofocus work? If it doesn't, we're going to go play the game. So that's the plan. I'm sure DJ would hook up with that hot Japanese girl in his Italian in Japan TV show. There's an Italian in Japan TV show? Super Mario? The Super Mario Bros. Super Show takes place in Brooklyn. Awesome one. Alright, let's see. Is it going to work, guys? You want any bets? Can we gamble on here? Like, if I, like, post a PayPal link, can we, like... No, wait. I didn't say that. Yo, this sucks. I don't like what I'm seeing here. This is a red flag right here. See, look, it's making the measurements. But something's wrong. Something's bloody wrong here. Like, that's no bueno at all. Like, this thing's supposed to issue a command to the motorized focuser. What are the odds? Oh my god. Guys, okay, we're going to play the game, and I'm going to play it quick, because I think I got to go outside. I got to go outside. I'm not doing it during the stream, yo. I'm not going to do that to you guys. But I know what's going on now. Watch this. I should watch this. This is okay. So, got our target in the frame, right? So, what happens if I click on this button here? It didn't do anything. You know why? You know why? The power cable probably fell out. I would bet you like $1. Yep. And it can't send a command to the motorized focuser. So even though it didn't bitch at me before, my theory is one of two things. Either it's the wrong USB port or the wrong COM port, which it's not, or it's not receiving electrical current. I'll bet you my left kidney. No, I would not bet my kidney, but I would bet you that's what's happening right now, guys. So if we go here now and we try to do it again, it's going to give us an error message. See? Wait, did it work? 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 I didn't read it. No, it didn't. Currently attempting to reconnect. So that's good. It means that we've identified the issue. Shit happens, and this is how you work through the workflow of figuring out what that shit that happens is. So real shame. We wasted a great night. I mean, it was like a little buggy outside, but, you know, it was pretty good. You know, the scene conditions were pretty good. So we're going to open up a game called Stella. I mean, it's called Whispers from the Star. It's about a young lady named Stella who may or may not have done some sketchy stuff. She seems like a sweet lady. And, well, you know, you guys be the judge, okay? Be as judgmental as you want this time. I mean, it's a game, right? Although I have to be nice to Stella because, you know, I'm going to be working with her. I'm going to be like on-star tech support for a Starship crew member. So I clicked on open the game. Where's the game? I'm looking at all my monitors. I don't have any monitors there. Maybe I just gotta wait for it to load. Be patient. I'm looking at the blinking light on my computer. It's thinking. Your turtle's nemesis unplugged your telescope. Seriously, birds and turtles, they kind of are nemesis. Nemesis? Anyway, they are one another's nemesis. If you ever see the video of the bird eating the turtle, then the other video of the turtle eating the bird, it's pretty cool. Like, in one case, the turtle drowns the bird and drags it underwater and makes a meal out of the bird. In another video, the bird, with a huge beak, by the way, pecks the shit out of the turtle with like arm sockets. Like, you know how turtles can retract their arms. Where it's like the bird is like, get in there, yo. And it's brutal. So, I don't know how patient I should be. But I should mention, okay, it's running the install script via Microsoft DirectX. Does that mean I got time to go outside? Should we put on something? What can I put on for you guys? Do I have any, like, strippers? Okay, I'm messing with you guys. The strippers arrive next week. Nah, but your controller isn't supported by this game. Steam input will translate the device. Okay. So it is supported, kind of, in a way, after a fashion. You know, I need to hire a Rumble mod. Okay, I think we're going to play this on my upper right monitor, guys, so that I can give you guys eye contact when I interact with you on the chat. How does that sound? I might regret this later on, but this is how we're going to do it. Hopefully the left side of my face is the more handsome side, because you're going to be seeing more of it right now. Date of my birth, none of your business. Actually, I don't really care, but I'm still going to not show it on screen, even though when it's my birthday. I mean, I was literally on Ella's show on my birthday, so, you know, it's not like a secret, but, like, I take that shit off my Facebook. Oh, shit, I'm already getting a phone call from this broad. You think she'll get mad if I don't answer? You guys got sound? I'll make it a little louder. All right. Is this even configured to work for my microphone? I didn't do any setup. Hope this works.
Looks like the power's on, but... Initiate system calibration. Doesn't look like I've got many options. Connect to Star Portal 404. Right, let's not bother with specifics. Relay emergency broadcast on all available frequencies.
Is there like a full screen button here?
So that should be enough to get my distress call out.
I'm sure there's a better way to do this.
Time to get your wings on. Alright. Looks like we're good to go. This is an emergency distress call. Broadcasting from the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this,
what is this, a mobile app?
Respond immediately.
Why is the window shaped like this? Oh crap, I'm supposed to talk to her? Am I supposed to talk to her? Or do I hit the back button? How does this work? Is there a settings menu for this shit? Yeah, I think it probably unplugged itself while slewing, turning around, or when I was removing the outdoor cover. When you get bored, remember you want to show your NES advantage. Oh yeah, I did tell you to remind me. I might skip that tonight because, you know, I think I'm running low on time as it is. I don't want to cut too much into Aris's show. Hello, this is Starship OnStar support. How can I help you? Did it work? Did that work? I didn't configure my microphone. Did it work?
Oh, thank goodness you're there. Honestly, I wasn't sure if anyone would pick up.
Oh, it was my camera.
I'm Stella. Who am I talking to exactly?
What
How did you manage to receive my distress
what is my
signal
job?
all the
What
way
am I?
from
Tech
here?
support? What am I? What is my role in this game again, Game Gear Goddess? Like, what do I call myself? I don't want to tell her I'm not what I am. What am I? What is my job? What is my role? What am I telling this lady? Like, you know, when I worked at the cable company, I'd be like, "Time, want a cable? How can I help you?" Like, what do I say to this lady? Like, I mean, I'll figure out the rest. I just want to know what my job is. I guess I can make shit up. Yeah, I'm, you know, from the company that supports this ship and tries to arrange for rescue, or when we are too cheap, don't tell my boss I said that, but when they're too cheap to send a ship, I'm supposed to, like, assist. And I'm happy to assist you, Stella. Is that your name? Can I call you Stella? My name is Ron.
Ron, that's fine. Stella works for me. Thanks for being honest about your role, even the part about the company being a bit frugal. So, how does your support system work? I'm still trying to wrap my head around how my distress signal made it all the way to you.
You know, they don't pay me enough to know that part, but I believe it's like a subspace transmitter or some kind of comms relay system. It's sort of classified. You know how this crap goes, but As I understand it, we do have real-time communication. You know, we don't have to wait for a courier ship or any of that funny business. So, yeah, you got real-time comms with me, but unfortunately, I'm not terribly close. Like, you know, definitely here to help us out. worst support ever.
Real time, huh? That's actually kind of amazing. Though it's a bummer you're not closer. Would have been nice to have some actual backup.
I know, right?
Speaking of being stuck, I should probably fill you in on my situation. I'm currently inside a life pod that didn't exactly land smoothly.
The game doesn't have a role for you.
The
What
hatch
Slim
is
said.
jammed.
Your job is
I'm
the guy
trying
who
to
picked
figure
up
out how
the
to get it
distress call.
open.
Wait, I could have pretended to be someone on my own ship. I don't have to be freaking tech support. Ah, crap. I'll lean into it. What did you just say? I wasn't listening. Crap. Am I recording this? No. Shit. I don't know what I just said. I don't know what she just said. I gotta rewind the tape. To be freaking tech support? Ah, crap.
Backup. Real time, huh? That's actually kind of a backup.
I know, right?
Speaking of being stuck, I should probably fill you in on my situation. I'm currently inside a life pod that didn't exactly land smoothly.
The game doesn't have a role for you.
The
What
hatch
Slim
is
said.
jammed.
Your job
and
is
I'm
the guy
trying
who
to
picked
figure
up
out how
the
to get it
distress
open.
call. Wait, I could have
Okay, we
pretended to
can do
be
this.
someone on my own ship.
Real time, huh? That's
All
actually
right.
kind of a
I was
backup.
pulling up the docs
I know,
I have.
right?
Speaking of being
And
stuck, I
we
should
should start
probably
by,
fill you in on
you know,
my
taking a good look
situation.
at that hatch.
I'm
You know, don't
currently
force
inside a
the
life
lever
pod
or
that
anything like
didn't
that. But I want to get a look at the
exactly land
mechanism, and I
smoothly.
want you to
The
tell
hatch
me
is
what your
jammed.
observations
I'm
are.
trying
Guy who
to
picked
figure
up
out how
the.
to get...
I hope the sound isn't looping back into the game.
Okay. I'm going to take a closer look at the hatch mechanism right now.
I hope the game sound isn't looping back into the game. I have no idea how the sound in this game is working. Like, I didn't go into any settings for it. It works.
There's a bunch of wires and small levers in here. It looks like the impact might have twisted some of the metal components. I can see some spots where the plastic casing is cracked too. Does that sound like something we should focus on?
Well, based on the background, looking out the window there, that does look like a habitable planet. I mean, you know, we breathe oxygen, nitrogen atmospheres, right? And so, you know, do you have any environmental sensors, anything that could tell us, you know, the conditions outside? Because if we just crack that door open, I think we'll be fine. But I do want to verify the air is safe before you crack that door open.
Let me check what I have left on my systems.
You know, this is what Honor Harrington would look like. Oh, I could have pressed... Oh, yeah, I did press replay. Yeah, I rewind the tape on my left screen. Dang, you cheap DJ. Oh, you said that.
My suit's
So
readings
you're
say
delivering
the
pizza
atmosphere's
and don't have time to
mostly
pick up
oxygen and
stragglers. Yeah, I'm doing a
nitrogen.
recording of that
About
at some point. I
30%
like that
oxygen,
idea.
Actually. That's higher than Earth, but it should be safe to breathe.
I
The
thought
temperature's
Gaia-
around
wait.
86 degrees Fahrenheit too.
Guy is not Earth?
So, the environment seems okay, but we still need to figure out how to actually get this hatch open. Any thoughts on where we should start with that?
Well, I'd say at this point, you know, if the mechanisms are jammed, first check if there's any kind of latching mechanism that can be disengaged or engaged, and if it doesn't open, I would say give it a good firm push with your foot. And Game Gear Goddess has a little background here. She's not
I'm
built
going to check
with
for any
pre-programmed
latches
stock
and
lines.
try pushing it with my foot like you
You'd be
suggested.
surprised how smart she is. Basically a large language model. Good, so she should definitely comprehend sticking her boot against the door and giving that a firm push. Now, you know, there was a Star Trek episode where this happened. I want to
There's
listen.
definitely a latch mechanism, but it's stuck in place. And, well, pushing it didn't budge it. The frame around the hatch looks like it's warped from the impact. Maybe there's another way to release the latch, or something else we're missing. What's your next thought?
Well, you know, I would look for explosive bolts. If there's a button, you know, to arm the explosive bolts and then another button to activate them. Of course, if you do that procedure, make sure you kind of stand clear of the door once you hit the second button. But that's number one. Check if there is a button to arm explosive bolts. And then we'll take it from there. I'm like overthinking this here. Okay, this is like the Gemini capsule. Gemini. I think they say Gemini. I'll say Gemini. It sounds more logical.
I'll look for those buttons. If I find them, I'll make sure to stand clear before activating anything. I'm going to try this now. I'll contact you again once I'm out. Thanks for your help, Ron.
Okay, so this runs in like a windowed mode or something. And I guess that makes sense. Alright. Just like my dating life. You get a phone number, send a message, and it says waiting for reply. Crickets. Nah, I'm joking. Every girl replies to me. Jokes aside, though, yeah, what do I do here? Let me see. I'm gonna play with it. Okay, I wait for the hourglass. Oh, I can click on stuff. Alright, I can do stuff. Does she have a profile? Is she married? Does she have a boyfriend? I'm kidding, but jokes aside, I do want to find settings here. Fast mode. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. You could speed crap up. Apparently, okay, that makes sense. It worked. I found the buttons. Follow your steps. I'm so smart. The hatch is now open. I can't breathe. Okay, let's see what she says. Oh, that's annoying. I gotta resize the window every time it loads. I mean, I don't have to, but I'd like to. We don't need to see the temperature of my computer, right? As you can see, my computer is running cool at 4.9 gigahertz ever since I cleaned my cooling system.
I'm alive!
It's alive!
I honestly thought I was done for. This is Gaia.
It's not the same as Earth.
It is so surreal that I am standing here.
Yeah, that works too. I just told her to break it.
This is wild.
I want to be all smart and technical and crap, so I'm going for explosive bolts. A la John Shepard. I mean, Gus Grissom. Different astronaut.
The others...
So I didn't say this to the girl.
There was this solar storm and...
But I do have a concern about the pod.
It's just so much worse than we expected.
The pod is like her only shelter as far as I know. And we just blew the door open, so if it starts raining and gets really cold outside, it's not going to be protected from the elements. So that pod is from a larger ship. There's a ship, like, where's the ship? I mean, did it crash? What's the last known status of the ship and or crew?
I don't know. The last thing I remember is the alarm blaring and Professor Stenberg yelling for us to evacuate.
Okay, I'll kick it into fast mode.
Everything after that's a blur. The ship might still be out there, but if it took damage from that radiation surge, I just hope everyone made it out okay.
Any idea if the ship was equipped with some kind of transmitter and space transceiver assembly? I would like to try to reach out to them if I can, but other than that, right now I am definitely more focused on getting, you through this. I mean, survival is priority one. Luckily, we look like we have a temperate climate, so it's a good start. The escape pod could probably still be used as a shelter if push comes to shove, even without that door. I spoke too much.
The Zenith had a main transmitter, but with that radiation surge, I'm not counting on it still working.
That's true.
Even if it did, I'm not sure where to start looking from down here. You're right about the shelter, though. This pod's still got some use in it. And yeah, the weather's not bad at all. At least that's one thing going for me. It's just, I've never really been totally on my own like this before. Have you ever felt that lost and helpless? Like you don't even know what the next step should be?
Oh, great. She's playing my shrink now. Absolutely. I've been there too. I mean, certainly not quite stranded on a planet, but, I've had those days, weeks, and or months where, you're kind of just going solo, doing your own thing. And, just gotta, as people would say, it's kind of like lame. They'll be like, put your head up high. But, they got a point, just like keep your head up high, roll with it, and, forge forward. That's actually my personal thing, forge forward. Inventory. Good idea, Slim. Tell her you'll send Reggie, but you're worried Reggie will steal her away and start a robot human universe without you.
In the first place.
This
just feels like the ultimate test of that philosophy, you know?
Oh shit, the chat's not on screen.
What were you up to before you picked up my call? I'm curious what kind of day you were having back on Earth.
I was totally not on that website. Jokes aside, well, I was kind of streaming on YouTube, hanging out with some friends, and I discovered a problem with my telescope, and it's all because apparently I think the power cable fell out of the motorized focuser. You know, I was just trying to get some nice astro images. I like taking some artsy-looking astro imagery from my backyard, and well, you know, this is a side gig, and I got a call, and I dropped that. You're priority one. Hey, what's up? What's up, Aris? Aris is streaming right now. Aris218 is live.
That sounds really cool, Ron. I can totally imagine how frustrating it'd be to have something go wrong just when you're getting into it. Though I have to say, I'm kind of living the ultimate artsy astro imagery right now. Just, you know, from the wrong end of the telescope. Any tips on how to make crash-landed pods look photogenic?
Oh, come on. That thing, it's already got that cool spherical shape. It looks like the freaking robot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That thing is already photogenic. But jokes aside, you know, if we weren't so worried about survival, I'd say get some selfies rolling. You got a pretty face, and I mean, you know, if you don't mind a bunch of simps rolling up on you, you know, you probably have a very popular account. But let's sidebar that. So right now, let's inventory. What do you got? You got supplies? You got food? You got anything? I'm having fun with this, yo. I'm saying all the crap that I wanted to say when Elle was playing.
I think. Though I'm pretty sure my hair's a mess right now.
What the fuck?
Let's table
it's like
the
TV
selfie
when
idea for
they
when
wake
I'm
up
not,
with perfect hair
stranded.
every time.
As for supplies,
I'm gonna book a
there's
haircut
some
like
basic repair tools, a
end of next
pistol
week.
grip drill, and whatever's left
I'm good
in my
right
suit
now,
pockets.
but I'm getting there.
No food though. The pod's pretty banged up, so most of the equipment's
I've been using a
trashed.
leave-in conditioner lately because I can't find my Italian mousse. Okay, so the pod's pretty banged up. All right. So way I see it, the mountains might have caves, but you know, I think we should look for like herbs and stuff. You know, so unless you have like enough food, like if you had like survival rations, great. Water. I forgot to mention water. How's your water situation?
My suit's got about a day's worth of water left. Maybe less if I'm moving around a lot. And no survival rations in here. That's definitely something I need to figure out soon. Herbs could work, but I don't know what's safe to eat on Gaia. The planet's supposed to be similar to Earth, but there could be some nasty surprises out there. I'll have to be careful about what I pick.
Huh. Now, do you have a tricorder? I mean, do you have a device like a tricorder or something that can scan for life signs, that can identify toxins in plants or anything like that? She'll know what a tricorder is if what you're saying is true. Game Geek Goddess says, test out her meme knowledge.
The pod's got basic sensors for temperature and oxygen levels, but nothing for plant toxins or life signs. My suit's pretty stripped down for emergency evacuations. I'll have to rely on observation and caution for now. Maybe there are some visual cues or patterns I can look for in the plants, but I'm really not sure what to trust.
If I know one thing about the Amazon rainforest, or any environment, the more bright, colorful stuff is usually the poisonous stuff, and you know, not so bright stuff is sometimes safe. But you know, we'll just be on the lookout for poison ivy. Definitely don't want to eat that. But right now it looks like you're in a grassy field, so you know, if we have to grind down some grain and make some flour, probably could wrangle it. But I think we should go take a hike. What memes can I use?
Good call on the bright stuff. I'll keep that in mind. Though I'm not sure about grinding grain into flour out here. My tools are pretty limited. A hike sounds like a good idea.
Oh, come on. You can build a
pistol and mortar. But I want to make sure
mortar.
I've got a good sense of where I'm
Find
going
sheep
before
and hay.
I start moving.
You'll find psychedelic mushrooms to help you forget you're starving. Good on pizzas.
Talking, all right?
That sounds interesting. I feel like that'd be a good way to get the shits. Also, one other thing. Do you have any tools?
just what I managed to grab from the pod.
Ooh,
Screwdrivers,
snippy.
wire cutters,
Okay,
pliers,
good. There you go, Slim
some
Nim.
electrical tape. Nothing too heavy duty.
Electrical
I'm
tape, no
hoping
duct
it's
tape?
enough for whatever
No duct
comes
tape?
next.
Have a good night, Tommy. Good seeing you, bud.
Not exactly the survival kit I would have picked if I had a choice.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry, I didn't get what you were saying regarding taking a hike. I'm so sorry. I was kind of talking and thinking out loud, but you know, like I said, we can go in a given direction. You do have the ability to locate your pod if you have to return to it, right?
Yeah, I can definitely find my way back to the pod from here. It's pretty visible against the landscape. I just need to make sure I've got a clear plan before I head out. Don't want to end up wandering around aimlessly.
What do you mean? That's the whole point of this. Alright, I hear you. That's why I mentioned the mountains. Like I said, like mountains might have caves. Right now, I haven't seen any animals, oddly enough, but, you know, it may not be abnormal for this weird plains-like, valley-like area. But, you know, maybe, you know, start the high ground. I see a little bit of high ground, like literally right behind you. To your right, or from my view, it's to my left. I would like you to get to that high ground because I think it'll give you a nice... Fudge. I talk too much.
Okay. I see what you mean. There's a bit of a ridge over there. It might give me a better view of what's around. But I'm going to wait until after we're done talking.
Oh.
I don't want to move without having a solid plan in place.
With respect, getting a good view from that ridge is a solid plan. I mean, like, I know my depth perception is not the best, but how far away can that rocky outcrop possibly be? I mean, like, even if it's like 1 kilometer, I think it's worthwhile. I mean, like, you'll be able to see the pod from there, so it's not like you're really leaving the area, but you're going to get a wide field of view, and I would recommend starting there. Oh, crap, I should have told her why.
I get your point, but I really want to make sure I'm ready before I start moving around. This isn't just about the distance. It's about knowing what I'm getting into. Let me finish gathering my thoughts here, and then I'll decide on my next steps. I promise I'll take that ridge into consideration.
Oh, yeah, you should. It's like working in tech support. It's like, this is what you should do to fix your crap. Okay, I don't want to do that. Can I do this? No, I just told you what to do. Okay. Now, jokes aside, let's move. Find some Gamma and turn into the Hulk. Or the She-Hulk. Maybe she could become a lady attorney. She-Hulk, lady attorney at law. Well, I sure as heck am not sending you to the mountain because, like, while there's ice there that I'm sure your suit could probably turn into water, or you could shuffle back to the pod to turn into water. You know, I think we can make a solid plan if we could just see around us. That's why I'm so hell-bent on, you know, getting a good look at everything. And I think it'll give you more perspective so that you'll feel more comfortable with our next step. She is too emotional, lol. She panics easily. That's why, yeah, I tried reassuring her. Thanks for the reminder.
I appreciate you looking out for me, Ron. You're right about needing a better view. But I just want to make sure I'm not jumping into something I'm not ready for.
I got this.
Let me take a moment to think things through. I'll consider that ridge and figure out my next move after we're done talking. Hold on.
Okay? Hold your horses. Is there anything on your mind, Stella? You know, let's think this through. I definitely want to hear you out. Let's start there.
Just a lot of questions, really. About everyone else. About what's out there.
Oh, yeah,
about how I'm going to, well, survive this. It's hard not to think about all the things that could go wrong. And honestly, just wondering if I'm making the right decisions. It's a lot of pressure being the only one making calls right now.
I dig that. You got to see me on a Sunday night. But that's another story. But, you know, like I said, we all been through times where we're just kind of alone, and I am concerned about the crew too, but they know their procedures, they know their jobs, and I'm sure they're implementing their emergency procedures even without comms. If we get you rescued, I think we'll be in a better position to help them too.
Yeah, they're pros. I just hope they're all in one piece somewhere out there. You're right about focusing on getting me sorted first, though. It's just hard not to think about everyone else when you're the only one you can actually see.
Just like any single girl refusing to date. Ready for what now? Ready to find out what is out there so that she can survive. Stella, have you called? I am AAA. That's what this is, man. I'm OnStar. Like, you know, remember the car commercial where you press the button? It's like, OnStar support? Yeah, that's me. And apparently, like, it doesn't include send a rescue ship. Or the A-team, for that matter. You know, it's times like this, I wish I could just send the A-team to the location. You know what I mean? Having Mr. T there, and plus the other 3 other guys, like, we could spread out and really cover more ground. You know, we don't have any drones or anything cool on your ship, right? Like, I know you covered all your tools. I apologize for being repetitive, but do you have any drones by any chance? Just don't call the stars. Their members are few now. Just don't call stars.
No drones on my end. This is basically it for me. Just my communicator. Which is honestly a miracle it's working at all with Gaia's interference. Mr. T would definitely come in handy about now. Or really, anyone with some backup and a solid plan. This feels like it's all on me right now.
Well, if we get bored, we can make a game out of rolling that pod around. Joking, do not roll that pod around. Those antennas look like they won't really work after that, and it's definitely a precious resource to have that comms relay equipment on hand. But you know, like I said, what is it you know, that you see as an obstacle right now? Like, what challenges do you want to overcome in particular?
Right now, it's mostly finding food and water that's safe.
Yep.
And figuring out where to go from here. Whether to try reaching those mountains or looking for something closer. Also, just not knowing what's out there. If there's any wildlife, or if the plants are even edible. It's hard to know what to trust when everything's so unfamiliar.
You ever hear of the Franklin expedition to find the Northwest Passage? It was around 1845. Well, good news is you're in a heck of a lot better situation than they are. I mean, those guys were trying to eat lichen off of rock, and they were trying to, you know, like, hunt seal while they were not half as skilled as the local Eskimo or Inuit population. Anyway, do you see anything, a direction? Lord, that's Clubber Lang, though. What about the other guys of the team? Don't pity the fool.
The Franklin expedition.
Oh,
that was brutal.
Yep, it was.
At least I've got some tools and this
communicator. We did a stream about that.
From where I'm standing, it's mostly open grassland. The mountains are in the distance, but they're not right in front of me. There's that ridge you mentioned earlier, but that's about it for now.
Yeah, I think the mountains right now, unless we see a clear path to them or something special or we detect something, kind of off the table for the moment. The ridge is a relatively close landmark, and I think it's going to expand our knowledge of our surroundings so that we can make more informed decisions on how to proceed from there. But I'm definitely open to any other ideas, because maybe I'm overlooking something.
Yeah, it makes sense to start with what's closest and see what we can learn from there. No point in biting off more than we can chew right now. I just wish I had a better sense of what we're looking for. Is there anything specific you think I should keep an eye out for when I do head up to that ridge?
Can your communicator be used to detect edible food? Well, assuming the communicator cannot be used for detecting edible food, I would say be on the lookout for rivers, streams, creeks, any small like water gap, basically, right? You know, like any erosion features that might host running water. Running water will be cleaner and more likely to be ready and safe to drink, whereas standing water is more likely to get you sick. So, you know, if we see a river that's going to run miles, that'll be nice.
That's a good point about running water. I'll definitely keep an eye out for any
that
signs of erosion or streams when I get up to that
and
ridge.
Lenny, that was a great movie.
It's just hard to see much from down
Lenny
here.
wanted to drink the water, but he's like, "Oh, the water's not moving, man. You get sick." And then Lenny's like, "Yeah, man, I got sick."
There are a lot of little dips and rises in the ground.
I better get
I'll have
to
to be
having
careful
fun,
not
but
to
don't
miss
get
anything
lost
important.
in space. Later, everyone. That Aris, then a broken ship fell on the roof. Ah! I hate when ships fall on my roof. That happened before. Trying to think, was that a Chinese? I think Chinese rockets, like in China, because they launched them in the middle of the mountains for secrecy's sake. By the way, does anyone know what Stella just said? I'm ashamed. I don't want to tell her I didn't hear her, but if anyone can tell me, give me a recap on what she just said, I'll respond to it, or I have to replay it myself if nobody knows. But yeah, like Skylab crash in Australia. A governor from a province in Australia literally fined our government or NASA like $400, and I think like there was an episode of like Ricky Lake, or what's that guy's name in fucking Jersey? That guy, that talk show host. I can't remember his name right now. He was on Channel 9. And they literally had a fundraiser to pay the provincial fine to the Australians for having Skylab crash in their freaking uninhabited area. I'm not going to ask her again. That's rude. Rewinding the tape. Wait, to pay the provincial just said it because they launched to drink the
about running.
Movie.
It's just hard to see much from down
Lenny
here.
wanted to drink the water, but he's like, "Oh, the water's not moving, man. You get sick." And then Lenny's like, "Yeah, man, I got sick."
There are a lot of little dips and rises in the ground.
I better get
I'll have
to
to be
having
careful
fun,
not
but
to
don't
miss
get
anything
lost
important.
in space. Later, everyone just said it. Good point, Stella. I agree that, you know, with the amount of dips, cracks, nooks, and crannies, like an English muffin, you know, it'll be very easy to obstruct one's view. Even with the high ground, you know, there might be some challenges. But good news, like any long-running feature like a river or a stream, that's going to be a little bit more visible. And so that should be a little helpful right there. It'll be a good start. Any other suggestions, guys, what you should look for?
Yeah, something like a river would definitely stand out more. Even if it's just a small one, it could lead me to something bigger, or at least give me a direction to follow. I just really hope I don't miss anything important from up there. It's a lot of responsibility, being the only set of eyes on this.
I hear you. I wish we had some drone equipment. If I could take remote control of one and assist, maybe like spread out our search pattern, I would be delighted. But right now, you know, you got at least enough information to, you know, see the sky. So we got some meteorological prediction capability here, in my opinion. But in addition to water, you know, I'd say be ready with a hammer. I'm sorry, I got nothing. A hammer. So you can whack an animal in the head if it attacks you.
A hammer? I don't have a hammer, just the tools from the pod. Screwdrivers, wire cutters, that kind of stuff. But I see what you mean about being ready. If I do spot something useful up there, I'll need to be able to handle it. Maybe I can improvise with what I have.
Well, you know, we always got rocks. If it comes down to it and you need a spear, I'm pretty sure we could find some kind of rock that we could chisel into a harpoon. But now, let's keep it simple. Do you have rope, by the way? Rope might be very handy. And if you have a carabiner, anything along those lines, let me know. Otherwise, I have a plan B for that. Ooh, hammer time!
No rope or anything like that in my kit.
Oh, wait. Good
Just
idea.
what I mentioned earlier.
Thank you, Slim Nim.
Tools, some spare parts, and the electrical tape. If I need to create something, I might be able to use the tape and some of the metal scraps to improvise. Let's see what I can come up with once I'm in a better position to assess things.
Hey, I got a dumb question. Might have overlooked a really simple thing. Have you done a 360 yet? You know, turned around and just kind of observed what was around us yet?
Actually, no. I've been pretty focused on the pod in our conversation. Let me take a good look around real quick. Okay.
Not paid
I've
enough
got
for
a
this.
pretty good view now. Mostly just the same grasslands in every direction, with those mountains way off in the distance.
Thank you, Slim.
The ridge you mentioned is still to my right. I don't see any obvious
the one
landmarks
behind
or
you.
features besides that.
And how do you feel about the ridge that's like right behind you? He's like right behind you. It's right behind her. It is. It's like right there on the screen. We're looking at it.
It looks like a decent-sized ridge.
It does.
Should give me a good view of the
I
surrounding
agree.
area.
I'm sorry.
Not
I'm
too
glad
steep
that
or
I could,
anything.
you know, it's
Still
like when
a
you hit
bit
the mute
nervous
button.
about moving around too
when
much, though.
you work customer service, you hit the mute
Everything
button.
feels pretty
You're
still
like, this
and
fucking
quiet out
customer's
here right
crazy,
now.
man. Or like, sometimes you curse and you be like, oh shit, mute wasn't on. And the customer be like, it's all good. You're like, oh, thank God you're not a dick. All right. I wasn't listening again, but that's all right. By the way, I think a good start would be like, you know, one, does the pod have any recording equipment? Like, in particular, does it record the sky? You know, I know with my telescope, I sometimes leave a camera on just to record meteorites, but in this case, I'm more concerned about, like, where east and west is. Where does the sun rise? Where does the sun, or where does the primary star set? Do you see any dinosaurs?
The pod's got some basic navigation logs.
Great idea, Slim Nim.
but
I didn't
they're
even know if I
mostly
read your
just for
message, or maybe I read it
emergency
subconsciously.
landing
It's a good idea.
I don't think it's set up to record the sky specifically. As for east and west, I can see the sun's position right now. It looks like it's still morning here. The sun is off to my left, so that would make east that way. But I'm not totally sure how that translates to the rest of the planet's layout.
Well, basically, just having an idea where north, south, east, and west are based on the direction the sun is moving gives us a start. It could be useful for navigation. Luckily, we're not on the high seas, so it's going to be a little easier. We got landmarks to navigate by. That's going to be a huge help, Stella. Trust me on this. I've done it before. It gets pretty wild sometimes. I've gotten lost and used landmarks to find my way back. Holy cow, I got to throw out that fly tape. I'm like looking at the upper monitor. I'm like, oh shoot. Holy
Landmarks
cow.
will definitely help.
Can we do like a video
I
of
just
the
need
fly
to pay
tape?
attention to what I'm seeing and try to remember it clearly. It's strange.
Should you
Even
get some
with
fly
all my
tape?
training, being out here makes
Free
everything
protein,
feel
right?
different. Like the rules I knew don't quite apply the same way.
Why not? Why not?
I guess it's just that everything I learned was in a classroom or a simulator. Being actually out here, with no backup and no clear plan, it makes all those textbook answers feel kind of hollow. It's like the difference between knowing how to swim and actually being in the water. You can't really prepare for how it feels until you're in it.
Oh, I hear you on that. I was once working on a swimming merit badge as a Boy Scout, and they had me jump into the water wearing jeans and a shirt. And let me tell you, like, your pants get heavy when you're in the water wearing denim. Like, it's hard to stay afloat. But anyway, the point is that it's foundational experiences like that. And I do have a point to get to on this, but, you know, definitely got a point hands-on stuff. Look. I run out of like the little circle there, and I'm like, what do I say? And then I try to rush to finish.
I can imagine how that went.
Hey, what's up, Veronica
Definitely
Agatha?
a memorable way to learn about
see you.
buoyancy.
Veronica Agatha
And you're
Christie.
right. Hands-on experiences teach you things you can't just read about. Like how to handle fear when it's actually happening.
Remind her
not
she
just
wants
in a
to
simulation.
find fire before dawn. Oh, thank you. Well, here's a good start. Speaking of being going camping, this is one heck of a camping trip right here. And let me tell you, There's like a lot like 10 Mile River, by the way. I mean, like it's got a beautiful vista behind you. But my point is, yeah, we should definitely make sure we collect firewood before dark. I know it sounds random. It's actually not. This is actually basics. Wilderness survival skill. So yeah, firewood. Believe it or not. Thanks, Slim. That's actually a really good one.
Firewood, huh? That's actually a smart thought.
Thanks,
Though
man.
I don't see much in the way of trees around here. Mostly just grass and
She's like, can I just stay in the pod and like
I'm not sure what would even burn well in this environment. The grass is pretty dry, but
yes.
I don't know if it would make a good fire. You know what? I should probably start wrapping things up here soon.
Yeah.
I need to think through my next steps carefully before it gets too late in the day.
Well, you got a good point there. Grass can, definitely not the ideal, fuel. It'll make a lot of smoke, but it can be a helpful fire starter. So there's that. We do need fire starters, so at least we have some of that. Really, we want to go anywhere where we see trees that might allow us to find downed trees or downed branches, That would be a good start. I was hearing a hissing sound.
Keep an eye out for downed branches as I move.
I'm gonna check something.
But wait, my communicator's picking up something. It's faint, but it looks like a distress signal.
On my GPU, it goes on and off on its own.
But it's definitely there. I think I need to try and track it down. It could be one of my crew members.
Okay. Adjust response time. Yeah, let's do fast mode like I said. It's AWOL Instant Messenger. Bling! Who remembers AIM? Use fast mode when she leaves or it'll take hours for her to walk. Good to know. The distress signal. Whoever it is, I hope they're okay. Might be a long walk ahead. You up for keeping me company? I mean, a man's got to work all his angles, am I right? Oh, I can type messages? That's good. Huh? That's what I'm here for. OT pay be damned. Or not. I ain't leaving. I'm not one. When the hell leave a solo straggler hanging. That's what I'm here for. OT pay or not. I'm not one to leave a solo straggler hanging. Thanks, man. That actually means a lot. It's weird how a little chat can make this whole situation feel less overwhelming. Though, if you start charging me for conversation hours, I'm blaming it on the space tax man. Use fast mode. Oh, you said that. You can dictate too. Well, I'm not a dictator. Text her, Zozo, miss you already, babe. I want to do it, but I don't want to mess up the interaction, but I love it. Oh. Okay, here's what I do. When she starts getting really depressed, I'm going to do it. All right? I'm going to use that. And when she goes, what the F? I'm going to be like, nah, I just wanted to lighten the mood because you seem really pissed. And I figured that would get you off kilt. Did it work? I'll do something like that. Okay. Oh. Is you already? All right. XO. You already? Hope I'm not getting charged. Hopefully I don't get. Hope I don't start getting charged. Oh God, I just did something similar. XOXO, miss you already. I hope I don't start getting charged. Oh, you're making me blush. But don't worry, our interstellar chat's on the house. Though if you start leaving notes in Morse code, I might have to send you a space bill. Ha! I have a friend with a bill. Well, he's actually a penguin. I think it's a beak. Okay, Anyway, it's good to have. diversions. Stay safe on your... And let me know if you have any questions or... I should not have said thoughts. She's going to tell me about her life story now. I just want to know, like, do you see things that you can use for survival? Hello, my name is what? Chicky Slim Shady. What up, my name is what? DJ Ronnie G. Hello, is from the community of Aris. Oh, yeah, I want to raid Aris. A penguin friend with a beak. Now, that's a story I'd love to hear more about. Maybe after I'm done hiking, you'll fill me in on Mr. Beaky's adventure? Beaky.
And don't worry, I'll definitely keep you posted if anything interesting comes up. Or if I just need someone to talk to.
Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and reset the power on my backyard telescope real quick. I won't be far. I got remote desktop on my handheld. Crap! I thought that it was listening. All right. Sounds good. I'll be standing by. Although I'm going to step out real quick. Power cycle my telescope's motorized focuser. But I got remote desktop. So I'll be monitoring from my handheld device and ready at an instant if anything seriously important comes up. But in the meantime, do what you got to do. And you got someone back behind you. Ah, fudge muffins. And hey, if Mr. Beaky starts giving astronomy lessons, let me know. I could use a few pointers. He's actually like a sheriff, and he's got a deputy named Cubert. He's actually an ice cube. He sometimes puts him in the freezer, you know, during the summer, keep him solid. But he's a great fella, and he usually lays down the law in a polite manner. Slim's doing dot dot doo doo doo. I think I could do the Morse code. Let's try. How's my Morse code? I practice that shit. I don't really know it that well, but I sometimes try. Now that's a... Oh, let's just let the robot lady speak. I'm not really going outside, am I?
Now that's a duo for the ages. Penguin Sheriff and Ice Cube Deputy.
I'd say we cut this off by 2:30.
Can't imagine a more unique partnership.
I bet they keep the community in check. What kind of law does our feathered friend usually enforce?
What kind of laws does our fine feathered friend usually enforce?
You know, he'd be great right now because lately, especially on Mondays, he enforces the law of penguin positivity. He literally, does a little broadcast and reminds people ways to keep positive on a Monday. And, most people hate Mondays. For me, a Monday is like a Thursday, but that's another story. But, he spreads positive cheer. It's true, though. If you want to see Punk Waddle do his penguin positivity videos, they are on Monday. No joke. Not even kidding. Here, is it Punk or is it Punk Waddle? Like, I have it programmed into the Stream Elements bot. There we go. Right there, guys, on the screen. Right there, you got a hyperlink. I can see it now. On a soapbox. My God.
I can see it now. Penguin Sheriff on a soapbox, flapping his flippers, reminding everyone to smile. That's amazing!
Aw, he'll be flattered. We'll have to send him we gotta make a short from that, don't we?
We could all use a little of that positivity out here. Even if it's just a mental broadcast to myself. Stella, you got this. Keep walking and don't trip over a rock.
If it takes me long enough to beat this game, we might even have an opportunity to see that. Like, if someone makes a video clip and I put the microphone... Well, I don't have to put the microphone up to the speaker, but... let's just say for all intents and purposes, I route the audio, I put the microphone up to the speaker. I could relay a message from the sheriff to her to be like, stay positive. That's the puppet hand. Anyway. I know, right? Well, anyway, bottom line is, we got beautiful weather, sunny skies, so I think we're off to a good start. Just keep rolling with it, and, see anything interesting so far? I don't know what the point of this instant messenger part is. I guess she's walking right now, right? So she can't really be on the phone the whole time. Also, what is she using? A selfie stick? I guess she got like maybe she does have a drone and she's not telling me the truth. She's like, I do have a drone, but it's part of my phone and I'm not using it to find survival supplies.
You're right. The view's pretty incredible. Just rolling hills and those mountains in the distance. It feels almost peaceful if you ignore the whole being stranded part.
Mm-hmm.
As for interesting things, well, I did spot a particularly adventurous-looking rock about 20 feet back.
Adventurous?
It was leaning at a very dramatic angle. I'm pretty sure it's plotting something.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just trying to figure out how the camera sees her. I mean, I guess it's integrated somehow, but I think you'd think it'd be like a metal rod sticking out of his shoulder or something, She also has some ID cards that she's not telling you about, among other things she's not saying. Did she kill her fucking crew? Sorry. I don't tolerate doing tech support for murderers. Let her know that Gator will send his uncle to pick her up after he trains Luke to raise his starship from this swamp.
Hey.
I might use that if she starts getting cagey on me.
Just wanted to let you know I've walked probably around 3 miles. Found a nice little place to take a rest, so thought I'd update you real quick.
So if she's not a murderer, you think I could score a date with her? But if she's a murderer, that's off the table, right? I mean, I don't want to be an accomplice.
It's my fault that the ship went down.
Oh, good.
I just got too carried away.
Carried
I
away?
Wanted the best field data possible.
Oh. See what it's going. I think I got this. Is this like the time I hooked my computer up to a fish tank to cool down the CPU, but totally disregarded all of the rules and then got some slime growth on the water block and thereby causing blockage, which required some, unscheduled maintenance? Or is this more like, you felt a need to like overachieve a bit beyond what was necessary? There we go. I politely accused her of being an overachiever. I love the DEI
More
hire.
Like the second. I wasn't just trying to fix something in a weird way.
Oh, I see. It's more about showing how capable the LLM is. Okay, so it's not about finishing the game.
Probably smart. It felt necessary at the time, but looking back, I can't shake that I took a gamble with everyone's safety. What about you, Ron? Ever felt like you really messed something up, even when you thought you were doing the right thing?
Truth be told, Stella, sometimes I've known I was doing the wrong thing and did it anyway. But, as I've grown and matured, more of my mistakes are made while planning on doing the right thing. So that's an improvement. And if that's where you're at right now and you seem a little younger than me, I'd say you're probably a bit ahead of the game. So, that's a start and a bit of progress right there, I would hope. I'm afraid to actually commit to that statement there. I'm a little worried she's genocidal.
A really kind way to look at it, Ron. It helps to hear that mistakes can still be a step forward, even when they're painful. It's weird. I've always been the type to weigh every option carefully, but this time, I just couldn't shake the feeling that we needed to push further. Do you believe in karma at all? Like, that the consequences of what we do always catch up with us?
Well, I don't think karma is a hard and fast rule. It depends. Like, if someone's a dick, part of my language, but if they are a dick and they don't even, like, reflect on it and they keep going to be a dick, then there's a chance that well-deserved karma will catch up because nobody's got their back when shit hits the fan. Hopefully, you know, at least I got your back right now. But, you know, is there anything you're not telling me? I need to know.
Honestly, that's exactly how I've been thinking about it too. It's more of a pattern than a law. And having someone in your corner definitely helps when things go sideways.
The cast of Jersey Shore and regrets every minute of his decision, Stella. Oh, I like that. Oh, I should have used that.
I've been pretty upfront about what happened. I'm gonna use that anyway. The guilt's been eating at me, and I feel like I owe it to you and to myself to be honest about my part in all this. It's hard not to replay it over and over in my head, wondering what I could have done differently.
Well, I guess I should confess. One time I was trying to finance a new digital SLR, and, well, you know, I ended up on the cast of the Jersey Shore, okay? Like, you know, yeah, okay, I can relate to the people a little bit, but I'm not like one of them. And then next thing I know, I wake up in a bed with a priest next to me. I mean, nothing happened, but, like, I didn't remember anything either. I just knew that nothing was sore. Oh, man, it's gonna be a treat. I think I already know I think I have an idea, Game Gear Goddess. You know, when it comes to spoilers, I don't want to ruin it for anyone unless you guys want spoilers.
Quite a story, Ron. It sounds like you've fed your fair share of unexpected situations. It's funny how we can look back and see the warning signs, but in the moment, it's hard to know what's a bad idea until it's too late. For me, it was this constant pressure to get better data, to prove myself. I just kept telling myself, one step closer, one more reading, and it'll all be worth it. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, when you look back on something like that, how do you find a way to forgive yourself? Or do you just learn to live with it?
Well, you know, whenever possible, I try to make recompense, right? I try to do the right thing. If I can make it right, if I can do anything to, like, you know, mitigate the effects. But when there's something I can't undo, and I'm at least fortunate enough to know it's, like, not the worst thing, but it still makes me feel real bad, yeah, you forge forward, and you basically use that to galvanize, you know, how you behave in the future. And that's actually served me in pretty good stead. I can give you an example. God, this game is a psychoanalysis game here.
That makes sense. Using what happened to guide how you act next time.
There's a twist after this
like
part.
It's almost like learning from scars, isn't it? I feel like I've been so focused on what I did wrong that I haven't really thought about how to make it right. Or, even if I can, what's an example of how you made things right after something went wrong?
Well, I'm not gonna lie here, okay? It's definitely gonna be less personal one. But, you know, when I was younger, I used to talk trash about people, right? And then, you know, I'd feel bad if I thought someone overheard me, let's say. And then that got me thinking, hey, maybe I shouldn't talk trash about people, right? And I stopped. And I remember when I started a new job, someone goes, hey, Ron never talks trash or speaks negatively about anyone. And I was like, I took it as a given, but I was like surprised he noticed that, you know? I can't finish my sentence in time.
That's a really
chameleon,
thoughtful
come and
example,
go,
Ron.
come and oh, I know the song.
It's amazing how small changes like that can add up over
chameleon,
time.
come and go.
For me, I think the hardest part is that my mistake wasn't
I
just
shouldn't
about
be allowed
me.
to sing.
It affected everyone on that ship. So it feels heavier, you know? Like the weight of all those people's trust on top of my own regret.
Do we have like a manifest of who was on board? A list of names? Maybe like, you know, photocopies of their ID cards or something? You know, it might help us to kind of like, you know, prep to get as many people rescued as possible, you know? No, we're backing her into a corner. She's like, I murdered them. Yes, it's more about letting the player reflect on themselves. Ah.
Wish I had something like that. But my suits just got basic emergency info. No crew
I trash talked today and got rebuked. I do have a habit of laughing at people's foibles though. Well, that's different. That's
It's
deserved.
killing me not knowing who made it out, or if anyone even did. That's what keeps me up at night.
I think it's when it's gossip, right? That's when it's an issue. Well, you know, I see we're like near a bunch of rocks and stuff. And I mean, you're right. That's a weirdly shaped rock behind you, by the way. It looks like Utah. Like, it reminds me of Utah. But, you know, it seems like we got some vantage points here. Have you gotten a chance to stand up on any of this crap behind you? I mean, there's a lot of things to stand on top of that would give you a little more elevation. And, you know, in some places the land is so flat, you stand on like a brick and you can see like miles and miles around. But in this case, you got a few more feet of elevation. She's lying. Yeah. Based on what you told me and based on what I vaguely remember.
Rock. Yeah, it does have that red rock vibe. And actually, I took a climb up one of those formations earlier when I first stopped. The view's not bad from up there. Can see a few miles out. I spotted some movement in the distance, but it was too far to tell if it was people or just animals. It's just, every time I look around, I keep hoping to see someone.
Oh, do you?
A sign.
Sorry.
Anything, but so far, nothing.
Are you sure you'd be okay with bumping into someone from the crew right now? I mean, like, you know, you saw something, maybe it's an animal, maybe not. But what if it wasn't an animal? How do you really feel about if you bumped into someone from the crew? Would you feel bad? Would you feel like they'd be mad at you that you maybe let them down? Or, you know, would you feel that they would act irrationally or that you would act irrationally? Or that you already acted irrationally? That's where I'm going with this, guys. He's like,
honestly,
she's keeping a secret.
I don't know.
I don't
Part of me would be relieved to see anyone,
I'm a
to know they're
murderer.
alive. But another part, yeah,
Oh, it's
I'd
228.
probably feel like
Crap.
I'd let them
Let's
down.
even get to the
Like
key
I'd failed
plot
them.
twist.
I'm scared they'd blame me. That they'd look at me and see someone who made a reckless decision that put them in danger. I don't know if I could handle that.
Reckless abandon. Dun, dun, dun. Yo, they got a Green Day coffee. I saw Green Day coffee in the 7-Eleven today, dude. Like, it looked like it was written in the same like artwork as the Dookie album, but I don't know if it was actually Green Day coffee or if it was just like coffee that had a flavor named Green Day. But you know, the more you know. Stella. What am I going to do with you?
I don't know. But having you to talk to helps more than you know. Even when I'm being a mess. It's just...
I got a story for
I
her.
wish I could go back. Tell myself to be more careful.
Oh, I got
to
one.
think it through instead of rushing in.
Hey, look, I get it. One time, I had one of those wrenches for opening fire hydrants. So I go up to a fire hydrant at the end of a block that I totally don't live near, wink, wink. And I was like 10, 12, maybe 13. And I turned the valve on the top of the fire hydrant, but I didn't remove the caps. But water started coming out of the ground. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I walked away. Then, like, a few days later, like, there was a repair crew there because of a flood.
That's quite the story. Sounds like you learned your lesson the hard way. But, yeah.
No, I didn't learn my lesson.
It's
I did,
tough
and
to
I
shake
didn't.
that feeling of responsibility. Even if it was just a prank, you probably felt terrible when you saw the consequences. I can only imagine how the people affected by my mistake would feel.
I mean, I don't think it messed up anything, thank God, but I'm not really sure. I'll be honest, I was disconnected from the consequences. I just know that the sidewalk flooded. I don't know if anyone's basement got flooded, but I do know that the repair crew, they were trying to close that valve with a hammer, man. The guy's like, clink, 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 and like it sounded like it was a real pain in the ass for the repair crew. They get paid OT, so it's fine, but yeah, I do hope I didn't flood a basement. I would feel bad for that, absolutely. Yeah, I never thought of that now, you know, now I'm reflecting on it. Good thing that was a long time ago and there's a new family. And you know what, I remember now, the family that lived in that house, they kind of screwed me over once, so it kind of works out. That was not on purpose.
It's funny how we can look back and see things differently, isn't it? Even years later, we start to notice the little details we
I'm
ignored
about to
before.
just tell her random stories of dumb shit I did when I was like a teen.
Now, knowing I can't just undo what happened. There's no OT for me to pay, no easy fix. Just the weight of what I chose, and hoping I can find a way to make it right someday.
Then there's this other time I took a jack, from a car, and I put it under a lamppost because I was curious about this little crevice, and as I started jacking it up, I heard this loud creaking sound vibrate to the pole, and I stopped, and I got the jack, pulled it out, and left, and I was like, thank God I didn't knock over the lamppost, but man, that thing moved a little bit. But man, okay, enough on the funny moments here. I mean, I've done some dumb shit too. I can give you an example if you want. I mean, that is dumb stuff. That is dumb stuff right there, but I mean, actual stuff, right? Like, I'm giving this lighthearted crap right here because, like, come on.
I think we've both had our share of questionable life choices, haven't we? It's almost comforting to know I'm not the only one who's looked back and thought, what was I thinking? But even with all these stories, it's hard to shake the feeling that this time, it's different. This wasn't just some prank or curiosity. It was people's lives. That's what keeps me awake at night.
It's one of the things why I like the fact that I adopted some turtles because they are very resilient, but it's still an opportunity for me to hone my skills and, value life at the same time. I can also relate to turtles, they just kind of relax and chill out, don't move fast. I appreciate that about them. They just want to be left alone, right? And, I can definitely appreciate that. Did DJ cause the Hoover Dam to explode? Back in time. She's like, oh, a cool planet, let's crash so I can visit it.
Turtles sound like great companions. I can see why you'd appreciate their calm nature.
I know, right?
Sometimes I wish I could slow down like that. Just take things one step at a time without overthinking. But for me, right now, it's hard to relax when I'm still trying to come to terms with what happened. Every time I close my eyes, I see the ship and wonder if I could have done something differently.
I got an idea. Speaking of seeing something differently, I don't think I've seen the half of it, Stella. Would you be interested in trying some kind of maybe like telehypnosis here, where maybe we can see if there's any latent memories, any memories that have been blocked, unintentionally, of course. But, any information about what happened on the ship would help us piece together the narrative and, I think it would allow us to kind of redeem you a bit if you feel like you did anything wrong. Yeah, you'd be surprised. I mean, my tortoise, not so much of a climber, although he's got a couple of his moments. But the girls,
I'm not sure about that, Ron.
The aquatic turtles,
I've
they
thought
climb.
about what happened a lot already. Every detail I can remember is pretty much burned into my mind. But maybe talking it through again.
Okay.
In a different way.
I think we could do
could
this.
help. Not to redeem me.
I got this.
But just to understand. If you think it could help, I'm willing to try.
I got you, Stella. So I take it from the top. You're running the ship, you're getting your sensor readings, right? You're collecting data. I'm guessing you're getting optical imaging data, you're getting radiographic data, you're getting electromagnetic data, right? And, you're perilously close to a solar storm, right? Now, of course, there's an expectation that's going to disrupt things. I'm going to guess that your science officer or sensor officer maybe called it out. I'm going to interrogate her now.
Yeah, we had all that data coming in. And yeah, warnings about the storm. But I really believed we could get what we needed and pull back before it hit. Our sensor officer did express some concerns about the radiation levels spiking faster than predicted.
It's like an AI interaction type game.
I pushed to stay a little longer. Just one more reading.
I'm supposed to help her survive, but she just wants to talk. So what was it that broke the ship, so to speak? I mean, like, what system went out first? I mean, I get it. You're going to have a surge of energies, and I know it's a combination of electromagnetic phenomenon, radiation, and stuff like that. So what was it that impacted the ship first? What Was it navigation affected after that? You know, what came next?
The radiation amplification system we were using.
Huh?
It was supposed to help us detect finer patterns in the cosmic radiation.
Hmm?
But when that surge hit,
Amplification?
it just overwhelmed everything. The system wasn't designed to handle that level of energy.
I got
After
it now.
that, it was like a domino effect. The power grid started failing, navigation went dark, and communication systems began to glitch out. It all happened so fast, before we could even react properly. Alarms were blaring everywhere, and the captain was yelling for emergency evacuations.
That reminds me of the time Francis Gary Powers got shot down over Cuba or Russia. Like, before he could hit the self-destruct button on his plane, the fucking canopy pops off. He's barely holding on to the seat headrest, and then he's being ripped out of the plane as it's falling apart around him, you know? So it's like, yeah, people accused him of not doing his job, but it's like there wasn't enough time. Like, you know, at that point you're reacting, right? You're not planning.
That's intense. I can't even imagine being
Yo,
in
it's
a
a cool
situation
scene, guys.
like
There's a
that.
movie clip on
The
YouTube of
training
that.
always prepares you for
It's freaking
emergencies,
cool.
but when it's real, it's just chaos. For me, it wasn't about having no time.
It was Francis Gary
At
Powers
least,
in the U-2
Not in the
spy
same
plane.
way. I had the time to think, to choose, and I still made the wrong call.
Well, hold on. You're not the captain. So, your call is not the last call, right? Right? Why didn't Scotty fix the problem? Great question. I'm going to give that a shot. Love it. How many pods
That's
launched?
true. Professor Stenberg was in command,
The one she
but
didn't
as
murder.
the one pushing for us to get closer. I feel like I bear some responsibility for convincing him it was worth the risk.
Okay, I got a bunch
Maybe
of
if I
jokes
hadn't
on
been
this.
so adamant, we might have played it safer. It's hard not to wonder about that what if now.
Okay, I got multiple directions I go. Does Sternberg sign the pay stubs? Why didn't Scotty fix the problem? Oh, did Scotty at least try to fix the problem?
We didn't really have a Scotty, just our chief engineer who was trying to compensate for the power drain. But with the main systems failing that fast, there wasn't much she could do. The radiation was interfering with everything. Even the emergency backups were overwhelmed. It was like the ship itself was being ripped apart from the inside out.
Oh yeah, I think I'm gathering that the radiation amplifier, which is a instrument for, you know, amplifying the radiation so you can detect more detail, literally ripped the ship apart after surging through the power grid. But like, is that normal functionality for that piece of equipment? Right, I gotta wrap this up and like, see, I want to get to this freaking secret, right?
No, it's definitely not supposed to do that. The
Ooh, who
amplifier
modified
is
it?
designed to handle certain levels of radiation. It's meant
He's
to
dead,
filter
Jim.
and boost the
Klingons
signal,
on the starboard.
not act as a conduit for a massive surge.
Klingons to starboard.
I think that's what's haunting me. Knowing something went catastrophically wrong with a tool that's supposed to be safe, and that I pushed for us to use it in a way that clearly wasn't.
Ah, yeah, I did that. You know, yeah, it could be, once, created a little bit of a fire hazard doing something like that. But I was fortunate to monitor it closely and, prevent any catastrophe, but it was a close call, and man, my mom would have killed me if she knew at the time. I made that up, actually. I was mixing up a story from today with some random shit. I had a leak on my water system, so I was going inside my computer to check the clog.
It's one
I pressed
thing
on
to
a
dodge
tube and drip started coming out while my computer was on. I was like, oh shit! And I pulled the plug right away.
That's a whole different weight.
It's another walk.
Strange,
yeah, give us. Let's let it get through it. Yeah, go for it.
We're so focused on the immediate problem
that
we
time
forget
travel.
about the bigger consequences.
Okay, I'm gonna ask him if she's trying to time travel.
Maybe we just don't want to think about them.
Oh look, I'm not judging here, and I get it. I've done dumb shit. I've done malicious shit. And I'm supporting you because it's my job, but also because my first priority is to help the person who's calling. I won't judge. I will. I will judge, but it depends on what.
Ron, that really means a lot to me. Knowing you're not judging, just listening. It helps more than you know. I guess that's what I needed, to be able to talk about this without feeling like I'm being condemned. It's like a weight's been shifted just a little.
Yeah, go for it if you want to. Good. By any chance, you're not the girl from Mass Effect. I mean, I'm sorry. One of my coworkers is passing by, and it's none of his business. I swear I'm putting the privacy screen on now, but he was like, hey, is that the girl from Mass Effect Andromeda? And I was like, bro, I'm assisting a client here. But, yeah, any relation? Thanks, awesome one.
Nope, not a video game character. Just a real girl in a whole lot of trouble. But hey, at least I'm not alone out here, right? Got you keeping me company through all this?
Oh. Spoiler, a star went supernova and was the true cause of the ship going down. Her telling them to get closer to the thing was she was investigating, saved them all from getting fired. Fried, not fired. Oh. Okay. At the end of the day, we sometimes make decisions just like the characters in video games. You know, a lot of times we think, you know, we do something that we are charged with. Your duty was to get as much data as possible, right? You did your job. You had no reason to expect the thing to blow up like that. Yeah, it was modified. But hey, it's a sensor kit. Like, what the hell? Where's the circuit breaker, right? Alright, good. I won't judge her now that I know what happened. I'm not gonna, like, I thought she murdered the crew, man.
You're right. My job was to collect data. And in that moment, getting closer felt like the best way to do that. But the thing that really bothers me is that I knew there were risks. I just chose to ignore them. And that choice had consequences, not just for me, but for everyone else on that ship.
Hey, by any chance, were you getting any readings on sunspot activity? Was there a prominence, a solar flare, you know, anything like that, even remotely like that? It would be helpful in determining, because sometimes you'd be surprised. Being further away can prolong exposure. Being closer sometimes can actually, just like if the shields are at the right setting, the heat could be dissipated more readily. You'd be surprised. Oh. Okay, I'll do that next. Keep flirting with her with no respect.
We were tracking a potential flare, but the forecasts weren't indicating anything catastrophic at the time. Max, our heliophysicist, had warned about increased activity, but nothing that suggested a sudden dangerous spike like what we got.
I got a crazy idea. You're gonna love this.
Honestly, that's part of what's so frustrating. We had warnings, but I thought we had enough time.
I am going to back out of any type of crazy shit I say in a minute. I'm going to say something crazy, but I'm going to be like, I'm kidding. But, you know. Max. Who's Max? Is he a boyfriend or something? Babe. I'm a little bit... Now I need to know. Who's Max?
Oh, Max is just our team's heliophysicist. Nothing romantic going on there. He's actually a really sharp guy, always keeping us on our toes with his solar forecasts. Though right now, I'm just hoping he made it out okay. Not knowing what happened to any of them, it's really hard.
So, no boyfriend or husband on the crew? I know. I tell you why her eyes just landed it. I mean, she's probably
Nope,
like
no
part
one
Asian.
like that on the crew. It was mostly just students and our professors. It was a research mission. Not exactly the kind of thing where you'd expect to meet someone special. Though right now, I kind of wish I had someone from back home to lean on. This is all feeling pretty heavy to carry on my own.
Well, you know, Stella, you remind me of Captain Honor Harrington. And if I could be a Paul Tankersley, I totally would. Because apparently you have great taste in cosmetics for somebody who's, you know, in a spacesuit that just crashed on a planet. But anyway, that being besides the point... Well, actually, is it besides the point? This is crazy, man.
Captain Honor Harrington, huh? Well, I'm flattered, though I don't think I've quite earned that title yet, especially not with a crash landing on my resume. And hey, even in a spacesuit, a girl's gotta keep up appearances, right? Though, I think my cosmetic look right now is more survivor chic than anything glamorous. It's nice to have something light-hearted to think about for a second. But I guess that's what friends are for, right? To remind us there's more to life than just the mistakes we've made.
I was just trying to score a date, because apparently we are hell-bent in standing in this one spot for an extended duration, and I figured that I might as well make good use of this time.
Oh, Ron, you're smooth, I'll give you that. Though I'm not
smooth.
sure a stranded astronaut in a crash-landed ship is exactly the most romantic
She gave me
setup.
hope. She didn't friend zone
Still,
me.
I appreciate the effort.
She said I'm smooth.
At least we can laugh about it, right?
There's a chance. So it's not like an absolute non-starter. Just like wait and see and play my cards right and, you know, get through this mission and that mission in maybe like, 6 months, 10 months, 100 years. Gotcha. All right. But okay, let's get back on track here, Stella. Maybe it's Maybelline. Oh, I should have.
I'm holding you to that wait and see promise, Ron.
Oh.
But for now,
Ooh, I'm
let's
smooth.
focus on
You see
getting
this?
me off this planet in one piece,
I'm
okay?
getting good at this here.
I need to find out what happened to the others. Every minute counts. I'm going to keep moving toward that distress signal and see what I can find.
Wait. Distress signal? Distress signal? Forgot about distress signal. Seemed like a bigger priority
Did you
there.
see that?
No.
Did something behind me just flash?
I'm about to rewind the tape.
Should I go check it out?
I'm checking you out.
It's
No,
just
okay,
that
terrible.
It's kind of far
because-
away, and going all the way over there would be quite the detour. I am kind of out of energy already, not gonna lie. Do you think I should go over there and check, though?
I don't know. I'm rewinding the tape to check it right now. Okay, wait, okay. She jumped, right? Oh Forgot
Oh,
yeah,
about
I
distress
seen that.
signal.
Seemed like a bigger priority
Did you
there.
see that?
Holy crap! I
Something
saw that
behind me
too.
just
I just checked the
flashed.
log. I don't know what that was, but it looked almost like someone reflecting a signal mirror. You know, like when someone takes a Zippo lighter to reflect light back at a camera or something like that. You know, I'd say it's a good time to get that screwdriver in one hand and a rock in another and go take a look.
All right, rock in one hand and screwdriver in the other. Let's hope it's not trouble waiting for me out there. I'm ending the video to save power. I'll update you once I find out what that was.
I'm that smooth. That's why she didn't get mad. I'm smooth. She's hiding a portable drill. What the hell did she do with a power? Why would she hide a well, why? Why would you even hide a power drill? Like, is that evidence of something? Like tampering with the sensor array? Guess what I found? Dr. Harvey's ID card. What the hell? How the hell? How the heck? I mean, like, I'm glad we found Dr. Harvey's ID card, but I'm just a little, like, I saw the reflection. I don't know if the ID card was on a rock and the wind hit it, or what the heck, but, like, yeah, it's interesting. I think we're about, so she does tell us about it in the third part. If I play this more, I will record it so you guys can at least see where I went with this. But I'd say about almost hitting 3 a.m. It's about a good time to wrap it up. I think we already missed Oris' show. I'm going to see if he's still on. But let's see what Stella's last few words are.
That's a good point. I mean, guy has definitely got some wild weather, but honestly,
Oris
the card
is still
wasn't
running.
just
Good.
blowing around. It was kind of wedged between these two big rocks. Felt pretty deliberate, like someone had to have put it there on purpose.
Well, yeah. Was it you? I lost the YouTube window. Where's my YouTube chat? Here we are. And I'm like, you need that to enter the second pod apparently, but I just had her break in no ID card. I'm like, oh, it has security? Break it, lol. Tell her I'll be back.
And hey, thanks for suggesting I check that flash out. You're like my lucky star or something. Dr. Harvey's one of the kindest professors at Mariana. He'd always stay late to help students with their projects. Really hoping we find him soon.
You know, the doc sounds like he could be a real asset if we can link up with him. And, you know, if he has an ID, he must have a pod. I don't know if the ID fell out of the parachute in the pod or what. And where's that signal? Was the signal coming from the ID or is that still coming from a different location? I'll be back. Okay, that sounds great. In the meantime, I just gotta recalibrate my astronomical imaging rig. It'll help us calibrate coordinates for the comm relay to maintain communication. And in the meantime, in the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. If you need anything, I got my mobile on hand. I'm talking like a British person. British people call their cell phones mobiles. They're like, my mobile, and like, I watched enough British crap that apparently now I'm calling the freaking thing. I was in a meeting today and I was like, I'm on my mobile because my computer's getting unplanned maintenance. Okay, let's hear her last words. Oh, she got more last words and we're going to go radar.
Sounds like a solid plan, Ron. Take care of that rig. I'll keep moving toward the signal. I'll ping you once I reach my next rest spot, all right? Thanks for everything so far.
How could you find
Oh,
something
hey!
behind?
I found this page about the Star Portal Network jammed behind the seat in my escape pod.
Okay. Oh crap, that's a big window. I want to get the picture. Okay, so here, let's read what this says here. Unstable gravitational zone. Star portal. So I guess these white dots, or at least the ones that are marked, are star portals. We got a radiation field here. Got another star portal. Presumably these are faster than light travel nodes or methods by which you can jump or go through a stargate or a collapse star jump like in the Forever War by Joe Haldeman. We read the comic book on stream a while ago. Star portal deployment overview. Star portal deployment overview, a page from a training manual about the Star Portal network. It explains that the implementation of each star portal prioritizes gravitational influence and other potential risks, while simultaneously ensuring that each portal maximizes accessibility to a wide range of galaxies and intergalactic points of interest. It's actually surprising they have intergalactic travel, so yeah, like, holy crap. You know, I mean, it's a big universe. Or as Gator would say, the Star Wars. I should have mentioned Gator. Oh well. It looks chaotic, but oddly beautiful. We wouldn't be here. It looks chaotic,
but
without
oddly beautiful. We wouldn't be here or anywhere really without it. And my messages definitely wouldn't have reached you. Anyway, I know I can't change what happened, but I can keep moving. Try to help. Try to find someone. So, yeah, you're stuck with me for now. Tell me something about you.
You're on the right track. Keep it up. And myself, well, I work in IT, and I got a lot of weird hobbies. I like science fiction. I like Mobile Suit Gundam. I like mecha anime. I don't like all anime, but I like mecha anime. I like a lot of sci-fi, by the way. Did I mention that? Crap. There's like not enough room for me to get all my thoughts out. I know it's not designed for that, but a kindred spirit. Mecha animes are way better than regular anime, if you ask me. Oh man. Now this is, I swear, I don't know, man. I think they're trying to like, is she gonna like go and be like, is this gonna be like those catfishing scams where she's gonna ask me to send money? Hey, by the way, can you send me 5 Apple gift cards? I'll pay it back in Bitcoin. Incoming jump signature. Hostile configuration. Okay, that sounds like the yep. Designation. SJ Sathanas. A Colossus-class destroyer with 4 forward-facing front cannons. Of course, she'd like mecha anime. She's an astronaut. Yep. So, what's your go-to series? I can't see my mouse pointer. No, seriously, my mouse pointer's gone. Like, the game glitched out. I can't see my mouse pointer anymore. Like, this might be the part where, like, I literally, like, my mouse pointer literally disappeared. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even joking. Oh, there we go. I got it back. Okay, for a minute there, it was really touch and go there, you know? Oh. You know, I'm all about just about the entire Universal Century timeline. Like, seriously, like, that's top-notch peak Gundam on the whole as far as I'm concerned. And you know, Zeta is, like, one of the best ones. And oddly, I really enjoyed Double Zeta. Right? See? She's right.
No way! Double Zeta's such an underrated gem. The way it tackles the consequences of war, even among the heroes. It's really something else.
I'm a big fan of both the Victory Gundam and the V2 Victory Gundams. Because, I mean, come on. Like, that's like a lot of bang for your dollar. A semi-mass-produced Gundam, but also the transformability, the flexibility of having disposable components to some extent. Honestly, it's probably one of the best Gundams, especially the V2 with the Minovsky Craft generator. Crap! It fucking misinterpreted me. It is like having 3 suits in one. It's true. It's true.
Oh man, you're speaking my language now. The Victory Gundam series is so clever with its compromises. It's not the strongest, but that transformability, it's like having 3 suits in one.
Favorite pilot.
And that Minovsky crown on the V2? It's like they took every cool feature
it's
from other Gundams
like, I'm not
and
crazy
mashed them
about
together.
Unicorn.
What do you think about the pilots who get to fly these things? Got a favorite?
My problem with Unicorn was just like, at the time I was kind of like not into the whole new type bullshit, but after watching G-Quax recently, the new type bullshit is starting to grow on me, mainly because like fucking the new Gundam series G-Quox, it was like watching a combination of Quantum Leap meets Gundam, I guess. You know, and Lala soon is like the Quantum Leap accelerator. Yeah, kind of, roughly, very roughly. But as for favorite pilots, Ko Yuraki. No, I'm kidding. No. One time I said that many years ago because I liked Top Gun in space, you know, 0083, and my friend's like, he's a little bitch. I'm like, I told him, I was like, okay, you know what? He was a real pussy. I mean, he had like beautiful blonde lady coming on to him, and he's all like, you know, and man, you know, some women are not tolerant. If you get too, like, you know, frozen, it's over, man. And he had every opportunity. She was laying out that red carpet for him, and he was like, he had the tickets in his hand, and he still couldn't muster the courage to give her the tickets, even though she was like totally like, twinkle, twinkle, you know? But okay, favorite Gundam pilot. I'm thinking. How do I not have a favorite Gundam pilot? Like, it's not going to be the 12-year-old boy, right? I mean, Uso is a good pilot. He's got a great hero's journey, right? Amuro is the OG, but is he my favorite? Char is everyone's favorite, but he's kind of an asshole too, right? Kind of, right? But, I mean, he's a great one. You know, sometimes it's hard to decide on some kind of question like that, but I'm sure it'll slap me in the head when I'm going to bed. And no, not Jeebus Yamato. One of my friends suggested that. But, if anything, you know, I got great respect for Bright Noah. I mean, his journey from a 19-year-old lieutenant to, like, being a captain. Crap! Yeah, I dig that, and you know, I think Amuro really stepped up to the plate. I think that he wasn't really given enough credit in the moment. You know, I mean, he literally had to go through PTSD in the freaking desert, and it's like nobody's laying off his case and shit. You know, and I get where he was coming from. Absolutely. Amuro's arc is quietly one of the most powerful. He doesn't get enough love, does he? It's interesting how they tackle the aftermath of trauma in those shows. Makes you think about how people handle stress. In real life, huh? Absolutely. And, you know, that's one of the things where, like, in the original series, like, you know, they take no prisoners, right? You know, I mean, like, Zeta is notorious for being one of the Kill 'Em All series. Victory, another Kill 'Em All series. But, like, take a look at Ryo Jose. I mean, he gave good senior advice to the command crew on White Base before he was, you know, lost. He dead. Yamato's dead? Thank God. As long as Astran, whatever the fuck his name is fine. I guess. I don't know. I remember one time I was watching a commentary and they're like, oh, we're anti-war. Let's go blow shit up to be anti-war. It's like, yeah, it's a bit ass backwards.
Oh, yeah. He was one of those characters who felt real, you know? Not just... It's kind of sad when you think about it. How many of those supporting characters actually leave a mark on the story? Makes you appreciate the little moments they get.
Yeah, it's definitely powerful storytelling. I see why it is the Star Trek of Japan. Sometimes I want to see like an Interstellar Gundam or maybe a Starship Enterprise with Gundams on it. But I think that's why I like Gundam sometimes almost more at times because it's so grounded, you know, and it's almost like a future that I felt was attainable, at least in my youth. Now, you know, we live in the future apparently, so, you know, oh crap, what the fuck is that? Star Trek O Prize. That's not the Starship Enterprise at all. That's, though it's funny, being out here, actually living in space is a lot more complicated than the show makes it out to be. Still, that spark, this could be real someday, is what keeps me going, you know? Ooh, this spark. Yes, finally, it's one of the other life pods. I'm not alone! Look at that. It looks like it does look like the freaking Hitchhikers from the Guide to Galaxy. Oh my god. Is Aura still on, man? I feel terrible that we didn't
doesn't
raid him
feel
yet.
right. The pod hatch is still closed, and there's no sound coming from inside. Oh, this door won't budge. It's nothing like mine.
Hey, you got an ID card, right? Oh yeah, Amuro. Well, he's not dead. He's in the Ethereum. He's in the ether of new type space. That actually worked. You know what pisses me off about Gundam G-Quarks? I'll tell you guys later. I mean, it doesn't piss me off. I liked it. Right, yeah, I got Persians. Persians?
Hey, so this is Dr. Harvey's pod, but it's empty inside. Let me check his computer here and see what I can find. System logs.
You know, the lighting make your eyes.
Evacuation report. Let's look at it. Evacuation trigger. Anomalous neutrino levels detected. Likely origin. Previously undetected supernova or higher level stellar event. Wait, so it wasn't the solar flare that I convinced the team to move closer towards. Oh. Well, I'm glad my conscience is clear. The accident wasn't my fault. But a supernova? No way our ship would have shielded us from that. Attempting an evacuation was the right move. Even if I don't know where everyone or anyone else is.
Okay, this is gonna be one of my last lines for now. Hey, at least we can close the murder investigation. I mean, you know, but jokes aside, looks like we've made progress on the information gathering. And, no, all seriousness, no, I suspected, you know, I was worried, but I suspected that you didn't have it in you to be a murderer, right? But, you know, it's part of my job, and I was worried. I'm really glad that, you know, the data is panning out and that you're backed up. I thought you was a murderer, dude, originally, right?
Good one. Though I appreciate you having faith in me. It's actually kind of a relief to know I wasn't the one who messed everything up. You know?
So what happens if I close this? Does she die?
I was so sure I'd ruined everything.
Like if I
But now that
it,
we know what really happened,
is she gonna die?
It's almost embarrassing
I don't want to kill her.
I tortured myself over it.
But I don't want to be here till 4. Like, do I say I'm going to the bathroom? Do I click save? Yeah, I mean, I remember watching the original stream, and even you gave me, like, you said, oh, there's a spoiler. I'm expecting it to be some ominous crap. Okay, good. Okay, I can save it. Good. Okay. BRB, Stella. Watch. I'm going to go play this game off stream, but then I'm going to leave the stream running by accident. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to accidentally stream me talking to the computer when I think it's private, and it's going to get really bad. It's going to be like, so, you know, that dim lighting in the escape pod really brings out your eyeliner. Or some shit like that. But jokes aside, if I do play more of this game alone, I will record it. Obviously, we don't have time to look at the NES Advantage, but I do have a controller adapter for the Nintendo joystick. And while I actually don't need it anymore because I realized that you could map turbo buttons on all of these other gamepads with really great ease, it's still going to be cool, I think, to use it for Top Gun. So I do have a Top Gun save state that I would like to revisit while using the NES Advantage controller so that I can show you guys my patented procedure for performing carrier landings and mid-air refueling with success. And plus, we got save states, so we could try it again and again. So I don't know if Arvis is still on, but here's the raid link for Arvis. And he is still streaming. All right, good. I got to go outside and readjust my telescope. Tell Arvis I said hi. I'll be inside in 5 minutes. I'm literally going to plug the power cord in, right? You guys know the deal. You saw the consternation we went through earlier. And yeah, apparently, I'm hitting it off really well with Stella here, right, Game Gear Goddess? I mean, like, she didn't give me a hard time when I got all flirty. She apparently has Gundam lore. I was literally pondering this the other day. I was like mapping out a situation, right? Like, interesting story. But anyway, it's like one of those situations where, like, you know, serendipity happens. You're like wondering, is this person checking me out? And it's like, it's not something that happens often, but when it does, it's like you got to be like, I should probably, like, you know, capitalize on this, right? And I'm like, the only thing that can go better is, like, if you holler at someone, right? And they are a guru on Star Trek and you see Gundam timeline lore. It's like, okay, now you don't even have to be that smooth, right? You're already, like, 3/4 away in. But actually, it's not true. If somebody shares interest with you, that doesn't mean that they're automatically compatible. It depends, right? Like, you know, you try going to a Star Trek convention and getting laid, and you see how far you don't get. I've never done a Star Trek convention, but just as an example, you could read some interesting stories online. I think she got mad at me because I didn't introduce myself and just called her babe. Well, you know, I think that is the kind of game, speaking of that, where, like, you can start the game over and, you know, take a different path. So I went for the professional thing. Maybe next time I start the game, I'll come up with a different, you know, like, what am I? Who am I? And then on another version of the game, I might just go full frontal, like, I don't know how you got my number, but you're stuck talking to me? What's good? And, you know, just, like, talk mad hood, right? Like, what's good, hon? What's good, shorty? You know? Holla at the shorty. And whatever order, you know, terms I could, all of the slang I can muster, including the use of the word babe, and just see what happens and see if it pisses her off. You started flirting after talking to her for a bit. Yes, I did it. But I did it so smoothly that it worked. I mean, she's interested. She's going to be like, so, what's your subspace telephone number at the end of this? You'll see. Actually, I don't know how that goes. I have no idea how this ends, but, I mean, it looks like we're making pretty good progress here. Is this, like, how much longer is this game? Like, is it an infinite game? Are we already more than halfway through the game? That's my only other question right now. Yeah, before I raid Aris. Because I don't want to hold him up. I don't want to hold up too much. You talking to me, huh? You talking to me, babe? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. But that was fun. Thank you for that game recommendation. I want to thank Game Gear Goddess. I just want to recommend LCX's channel, who might have a stream tomorrow. I have a feeling that LCX is streaming tomorrow. Hell, Game Gear Goddess might even do a stream tomorrow morning. Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes. Link is right there. You're just 2 scenes away from where I was. Okay, good. Then I'm making great progress. I'll definitely record it so I can share an interesting report in case you're curious to skim through it. But yeah, we got. Oh, I got to pass again. Okay. But yeah, today was Emulation Nation. That was for, holy shit, 5.3 hours. That's pretty much a normal run for one of your streams. I was just looking at the numbers of the hours. But let's see. Aris is playing Pokemon, but it looks like Zelda. I know it's actually Zelda DX. Zelda, Oracle of the Ages. Day 18. Have you gotten to the end yet? You haven't gotten to the end yet. Got you. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Once again, thank you for the game recommendation. In addition to Game Gear Goddess, I want to thank Slim Nim. Awesome one. Hilarious lines that you gave me tonight. That was awesome. Hence the name Awesome One. Chicken Roblox. In addition to those names, we also had My Name Is What, who was a visitor of ours. We had Oris218, who is streaming right now. Heck, I mean, you see him on the screen, right? And beyond that, let's see who else we had here. We also had Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. That's right, Tommy and the Italian Pig Collective. I'm Italian, so I'm allowed to use the derogatory. Okay, jokes aside, though, he's got guinea pigs. He really does. He's got guinea pigs and toys, and he sometimes puts his guinea pigs in front of the toys and, like, have a piece of lettuce. And he has one guinea pig who will not go on camera unless he gives him the food first. He's like, pay me, bitch. Like, so pretty interesting crew he's got. And also, he's got pretty cool people on his show, too. Like, people interact. We had the Peter Venkman fan site. Always good to see the Peter Venkman fan site. One of these days, I will start the Peter Venkman fan site. A fan site of her fan site. We had LDP. And we had Feel Free to Think. Thank you for the LDP Me raid. That was very kind. And it was good to see everyone who raided from that group. Once again, Arvis218 is live from somewhere in the United States. Maybe. Not really sure where he is. None of my business. But make up any place you want. I love making up places. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, so you saw the picture I posted before of Reggie, right? What do you think of that? As a person from the land of the Philippine Sea, what did you think of my picture of Reggie? I'm proud of it. I love that thumbnail. I mean, he's wearing... Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm obsessing over the fact that I made a funny picture. But all jokes aside, once again, I do want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Peter Venkman fan site, once again. And with that being said, link is right over here somewhere. Yeah, the link for Aris's channel is right over here. If you're interested, I am going to terminate this stream so I can go outside, plug the power cable into my motorized focuser, and make use of the hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of imaging time I have before the sun starts to rise. And with that being said, for anybody watching on the replay, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe if you want, if you like what you see. And for now, we shall hereby end transmission on my mark.